This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back. It's been a 2-week hiatus, but we are all back in studio. Say hi. My name's Clayton McKee, alongside Kat Carlson,
hello,
Marnie Ryer, and Al Perkins, wearing a shirt with words or letters or logos on it, which is odd.
Oh, and my microphone is 10 miles away. You'll just have to make your voice louder.
Oh, no. 1 week and you've forgotten?
Oh, weary nation weeps at the
What
thought.
was I thinking? I was distracted. I don't know what I was saying.
Exactly.
I'm drunk.
But no, it's odd that you wear a shirt with a logo or anything on it.
Yeah, it was a gift from Marnie for my birthday, and I washed and dried it, and I had it all set out for last week as a proper thank you for such a thoughtful gift.
Very good. Well, and Sanchez does know.
He does.
And I like that he sticks to green teams, so should I decide to wear a jersey at some point, he plays for the green people.
Your favorite
nice.
color.
Between that and Broadway shows, I mean, he and I are clearly linked at the vagina.
Clearly.
The vagina.
The vagina? Hi to
That's
everybody.
the boy vagina.
The what?
The boy vagina,
Oh.
the vagina.
The vagina.
Okay.
That's better than man pussy.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't roll
Or
off the tongue as well.
mangina. I don't like that one
I don't
either.
either.
Yeah. Hi to everybody in the chat room. Harrison, Jenny, Bear Walker, and of course, well, Dr. Ben Carlson is in there. My
God,
mom.
there I am.
Mama dies. Mom's very busy. She's watching us on the iPad and listening, and then she's watching the NBA playoffs on television.
Sure.
There's a lot going on at my mom's house right now.
Very busy. And it's Darling Day for those who don't remember. We
Yes.
declared June 9th
Yes.
Darling Day.
Darling Day.
Harrison's birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday,
birthday.
Yeah, we tried to link up. For those of you who didn't realize we were off the air last week, shame on you. But inadvertently, an emergency popped up, and I had to fly to Los Angeles. And it was interesting. Harrison and I were texting back and forth, trying to link up. And then she realized that I wasn't starting work and doing what I needed to do until 11 o'clock at night, and she had a 6 a.m. meeting. There was no way. And then she found out where I was in town. She's like, "Oh, you're nowhere close to me." So
Yeah.
there was
Nowhere near.
no way.
She's in the Dinas.
Yeah, there's no way that was gonna happen. But hi, Harrison. Sorry I had to miss you, but that was certainly a whirlwind in and out trip for me. But all worked out well. So welcome back. When we miss a week, it feels like forever.
A really long time.
It does. Though when we do it every week, it feels like, didn't we just do this?
Right. See you fuckers
Wasn't I
like
just
a
here?
week ago.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
That was quite the sneer, Mr.
Yeah.
Perkins.
Yes.
I just woke up. Like I am seriously one slammed cup of coffee away from bed.
Good work.
I almost
My
had
breakfast fruit.
I almost had a thought of actually.
I didn't mean to look at you when I said that. You might be an afternoon fruit. I
did not take a slight to that. That's all right. But
I mean, he looks kind of like a breakfast fruit.
I just got I picked up coffee for Mom today that I have to take to her this week, and I almost went to the store and bought filters because I have a coffee maker in a cabinet, and I thought for some reason I feel like I should make coffee today, which I almost did, thinking that you'd enjoy a cup of Joe during the show,
Anytime.
but I didn't do it. So there you go.
There's almost no time that
No,
I would.
I feel like if you need help drinking said coffee, I would certainly.
What are
help
you laughing at, Marn?
Bear, because he said I was mean to him, so he had to punch a hole in the wall.
Oh,
that was hilarious. Anybody that did happen to pop into the chat room last week while we were off, I went to the movies, so I wasn't in like at real time.
okay.
I put the messages, and then I was like, yeah, fuck you guys, I'm going to the movies.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like you do.
like you do. And so then I logged on later, and I started reading it, and there was like this imaginary, like, remember, I don't know if anybody remembers AOL chat rooms where you
yeah.
would,
Right.
where you would describe the things that you were hypothetically doing
Right.
while in the chat room, like
Oh.
entire actions would happen, and Bear Walker was doing that. He
He's
decided he was just gonna wreck the fucking place.
We're gonna wreck it.
Threw a lamp on the floor like a cat and was like, now what?
Oh, I missed all
Yeah,
that.
I was like, now Bear, Walker.
That's my new favorite gag is to be like, because you know how cats are assholes. I don't know if you have cats. Have you ever had cats?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
So cats are assholes, right? So they will look you dead in the eye and be like,
Oh yeah,
fuck it.
totally will.
That's how
What are
I
you gonna
imagine
do?
Bear Walker knocking over the imaginary virtual
Sure.
lamp.
Typing with his left hand,
Yeah.
swatting with the right.
Type.
Now,
Well, there are
Maintaining eye contact
Yeah.
the entire
I
time.
just made you a lefty bear. Sorry.
multiple cat videos on the interwebs that have just that, where they're just
That's-
looking dead at you.
Seriously.
second to porn, I think it's cat videos.
Probably.
Ronan and I do it all the time. We go on YouTube together, me and the 7-year-old.
The youngest, right?
Yeah, the youngest. We'll go on YouTube together and just Google like cats knocking shit over, cats being assholes, and that's what we'll do for an entire afternoon. And it's hilarious. And this
Just
kid,
make sure you don't just type in cats, because then you'll have to watch that god awful musical.
oh motherfucker. Yeah, no, Listen, I'm trying to raise gays, not suicidal teenagers. No, we don't do that to anyone.
There is one that where the cat sits, and I think it's a white cat on the edge of a table, and you
White
hear
cats are the worst.
the woman saying no, 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 and the cat looks at her and stops and hesitates, and then just
Knocked it off the counter. Actually, I have seen that one. I'm not immune to its charms, people.
I've seen them all.
there's another one. It's not the cat. One of my favorites. It's not the cat knocking anything off. It's a still meme of like the cat's yawning or something, and the woman's yawning back at the cat. Their mouths are open like they're screaming at each other.
Right?
You're not my real mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get off
I've
the
seen
table.
one.
You're not my real mom.
I said that one to Sharon when we decided to move in together because she has this thing against cats on like tables and countertops. I have no such aversion. Like I'll just wash my,
Yeah.
I'll clean my counter. That's what I'll do instead.
I'd like to see you try to keep it off there. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
'Cause
there, please.
Whatever you think they do, what they're doing when you're home is not what they do when you're
not
gone.
at all. No.
Yes.
Right.
It's free range. Almost said something else. Free
Yeah.
range cats.
Free-range pussy. Tastes delicious.
That's a whole
Wow, that's a
separate
different
thing.
show.
That's a whole different thing.
Yeah, but you can charge a lot more for it online.
Yeah.
Probably true. It's probably true.
Probably organic.
Of course.
K-tree pussy, I'm thinking. There's probably a aisle for that in
No MSG.
AJ's.
Oh my gosh.
Guaranteed a lesbian.
Since we've been apart for for 2 weeks nearly, Kat, what have you done?
So many things. I've seen 2 movies in a week, which is unheard of.
Now, you did not sleep through Mad Max Fury.
I did not. No, that was amazingly fun. That
Yeah.
was so much fun. But that happens. Like I get drugged to not drug. Like I go willingly because I love her and want to do things with Sharon. But yeah. So I go to like a lot of these action movies, and sometimes you just fall asleep in the midst of the action because it's going to happen for like 45 minutes. And
yeah.
you can take a little 20-minute nap and not miss a damn thing.
Yeah.
But no, Mad Max was so much fun. We went and saw that on Sunday. We had a little like late start to a Sunday fun day. Because I had some friends comment, we're drinking mimosas at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, good morning, Sunday fun day. And people are like, bitch, it's 3.
Right, it's not brunch any longer.
Yeah,
but
you-
But
you
it's
got
still
that
a fun day.
I
Yeah.
still ordered off the brunch menu. Yeah,
I hate that shit where the brunch menu stops at 1. No,
that shit needs to continue on.
Mama's
because,
sleeping in and having brunch. Don't
right,
fuck with my schedule.
I'm not getting my happy ass out of bed before noon.
Yeah.
At all on a Sunday ever.
I want the kids napping, the Christians in church. I want those people gone.
Right, and it was wonderful because we went to Fez and we just strolled right in about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There's business has sort of slowed
The
down.
rush
by
is
then.
over, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, they're in no gay hurry either down at Fez.
no,
They
and
probably didn't start
and that
brunch
was
till
fine.
1 p.m.
And that was fine. We went and
No, they're trust me, they're right on it at 10 a.m. with that. I get the calls if there's a problem.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But yeah, so we went and we had, a little brunch at Fez, and then we decided, well, we ate a whole fucking lot, so we should probably just walk down to the movie theater a couple blocks away. So we walked down the Arizona Center.
Arizona Center,
Oh,
right?
that's a nice
Saw
talk.
it. Yeah, it was a nice walk. It was about a nice
And there's
15,
so
20
many
minute walk.
there's so many more nice things to see now than there used to be. I mean, there used to be kind of a blighted walk between
Right.
the two.
Yeah.
But they've done there's the new
There's artworks
I
and
want to
things.
is it called DeSoto's Garage? The one right on the
Oh,
corner
yeah, that one's-
of
that's cute
Roosevelt
right
and
there,
Central.
yeah.
Again, stimulating to people who don't live in Central
I think
Phoenix.
it's like DeSoto. It says something about a market, but it's not.
Oh
a
yeah, I
market.
think you are.
I
And
don't
they've got a
even know.
wonderful patio that they've just recently
Do they?
done. So, but there's a
Fun.
lot of nice little things you can look at along the way. Because before it was like vacant lots and post no bills signs.
Right, and homeless people.
Yeah, and home road that too.
Well, sure.
So they're cleaning
No,
it
it
up.
was a nice walk, and we had a nice thing. But when we got canceled last Tuesday, very funny because I texted Sharon and I'm like, oh, bummer, show got canceled. I'll be home tonight. And then
She's like, oh, bummer.
no, she was I think fairly excited
you.
about it. Right. She's
Damn
like,
it.
oh, that's good. That'll be weird, but that's good. And then like, boop, boop, boop. As soon as I sent that text message, my friend Heather texts and is like, hey, let's go see Pitch Perfect. You're off on a Tuesday. I was like, well, fuck yeah. Hey, Sharon, guess what?
Guess
plans.
what?
I'm leaving.
Another show just came up.
Yeah. So we went and saw that. So then I spent 2 days like, cultivating memes so that I could send them to my friends who had seen it the same night and
Another fun movie.
a very fun movie that I have to see again because I feel like I laughed through so many good things. I have to go see that one again. Yeah,
That
but
was really cute.
Mad Max was like, hold on to your seat, let's go. And then I listened to the soundtrack yesterday and I was like, oh my god.
That
very-
opening 5 minutes.
Oh, the whole
If
thing.
they had sustained that opening 5 minutes, they would have needed defibrillators because that was
Yeah.
like heart failure chase scene.
Oh my god. Right.
But, and they're all stunts. That wasn't CGI. All that
All of
shit
it
with
is
the
stunts?
cars,
That's
all of that is
fantastic.
real stunts.
was
Well,
a-
like 80% is real stunts.
It was a lot of fun. I was
Yeah.
into it. And what else? And then yesterday, I became an accidental soccer fan.
I saw that.
Did you see that? Yeah,
Now,
it was so fun.
are we talking local kid soccer? Or are we talking like the official?
No,
Like,
no, it's the Women's World Cup right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
And
women's got that too.
Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah,
if
like
you,
we're the ones that win.
right. So I will be.
Wow.
well,
You know, the U.S.
that's true.
US
It's
women
actually
ain't
the
playing.
truth.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the U.S. women's team is actually typically historically pretty good.
Okay.
So that's a thing.
But now they're making
Yeah,
them
I
play
wasn't
on
trying to be
turf.
an ass. I mean, like,
because
we actually...
Because that's totally how that
No,
came across.
yeah,
like,
no, like-
Jesus, she hasn't had her shot this month, has she?
FIFA's
I haven't
making
had my
the
shot
women
since
play on
October.
turf.
Isn't that pretty good?
Oh, are they?
Why?
Oh, weird.
Oh, you're not watching John Oliver?
Sorry.
No, I'm
John-
not watching John Oliver right
John
now.
Oliver's been having a stroke
I
about
see.
soccer.
Later.
Well, here's what happened. Like, I'm kind of starting this whole. I'm just gonna go drink on Monday because I end up unsupervised every Monday afternoon.
Oh,
I
I'm going to
know.
start remembering that.
Right.
Trust me.
Yeah,
You're going to need the number of your handler.
right. Mama's at work. The boys go to their dads every Monday. You know, so Monday afternoon, there's a nice window where I'm just unsupervised. So I've decided I'm going to go someplace local, very close to my house. You know, I don't want to.
Like
I
your
don't.
fridge.
No, like Oso
liquor
Paradise
store.
Valley. No, like
Yeah.
a local
Yeah.
bar, and I'm just gonna go set up shop, and I tell people where I'm at, and I just go. And so far, like I'm 2 for 2 for like interesting companions, like not people that I would think to pick up the phone and be like, hey, come hang out, but they just come.
Meander in.
Yeah, they just kind of meander in. And it's actually becoming very fun, so I think it might become a thing. And so this week, Ferdy Spears comes and sits down at the bar next to me, and I was like, "Hey, Ferds, what's going on, babe?"
I haven't seen him in a while.
I know he's been kind of incognito, and so he comes and sits down, and you know the soccer game's on, and so we're just kind of watching it a little bit, and then wondering things, and so googling things, and looking them up, and learning very exciting things. I know we were like. What do you
You're on
think?
the same story about soccer. I'm just realizing this.
Yes,
been
because
a
that's how
long
I
time.
became. So the,
Well, the game lasts like 90 minutes.
Oh,
It is,
okay.
I mean,
God.
You know,
I know,
it's
and
a long-
we had
it's
to
a
look
long
it up,
game.
And no commercial breaks.
No.
it's very.
That's how you know it's not popular in America. They haven't figured out how to get commercials.
commercialize
some
it,
very
right.
exciting things. So I will be documenting my soccer adventures using the hashtag ladyball.
Ooh, write that down. Hashtag
It's
lady
nice to know.
ball.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yep.
What was that?
We needed
Those are your sweaty balls.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly
That was
what I thought. I was
your
like-
lady sweaty balls.
and now I can't remember what the name of that
times.
delicious dish.
Yes.
Good times.
Do you have a
Sounds
collar?
wonderful.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
My dusty muffin.
I like that you wandered together.
When did we become NPR? Is really what
About
happened.
3 years ago.
But you know what? It's a gift to
Different
be able
though.
to
Because you have to know how to work the microphone.
Yeah,
You have to really
You're right up on it.
get up on
times.
it and,
like.
and whisper it in there. Yeah, you really have to be
Your balls have a
on top of
bouquet.
it.
It's a lovely bouquet.
I can't wait to get it in my hands.
Marnie,
Makes my mouth
Lord.
water already.
Salty.
Marnie, what have you been up to?
If only we could do the whole show like this.
We can.
Oh,
But God,
do
that'd
we
be
have
I
to?
feel like that'd be quite the challenge.
Delicious. Something about the citrus and the nuts makes my wine taste shitty.
Unacceptable.
And I mean it sincerely. This is the worst glass of wine I've ever had in my mouth.
Maybe you should try.
And finish one of these things before I drink this.
Get rid of
Yeah.
the fruit.
What? Stop double teaming the snacks there, friend.
I'd like to stay regular and proteined up.
Thank you for enjoying our drive campaign for funds.
Yeah.
Here. Our pledge call center is open. Marnie Ryer,
Marn,
floor is yours.
what's
First
happening?
caller.
That I can't do. I just can't do. It's too much. It's NPR. It's too much. A good
But it
couple
sounds
weeks.
so nice.
It does. It sounds lovely. It put me to sleep just like every time I listen to NPR.
Wake up.
We went to see Alfie Boe at one of the. That's right, Richard. I'm with you.
Don't worry, Richard.
We went to the Phoenix
You're
Symphony
fine.
to see Alfie Boe, one of the Les Mis. He has a gorgeous voice, and he's funnier than hell. So we did that. It was really we made a slight error. We took a detour, and we were standing in front of No, Orpheum.
Ooh,
So we went to the Orpheum with our tickets.
a few blocks off there.
Yeah. And that was on Thursday night of last week.
Yeah, that's a big different show.
It really was.
Yeah.
We walk in and I'm saying hi to all the boys. I'm like, hi guys, hi Sean, hi Michael, and everyone, hello. When did Alfie Boe become this young and just this gay?
Yeah.
Like everything is very gay.
Yeah.
Well, it's musical theater.
It was Bianca Del Rio.
Yeah, wrong show.
Wrong place. We stood there, we're trying to get our tickets to get in. The guy's trying to scan them, nothing. Oh, you're in the
that's
wrong
funny.
place.
Yeah, the wrong theater.
And we're looking around like this.
Oh,
is
but
a
I think you
weird
buy them at the
crowd
same
for
box
Alfie Boe.
office. I think the Orpheum and the
Yeah,
Phoenix
it's all
Symphony
City of Phoenix.
share a remote box office.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When you
So
do it
was
online,
wrong.
it is all the same.
Well, and it had.
Oh no,
switched
when you go
'cause-
there in person, like I did for our tickets we saw something at the Orpheum. Did we see Dreamgirls at the Orpheum?
We did.
And I had to go to the Civic Center. That's where their box office is.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
centralized
Oh,
box
okay.
office.
Yeah, it was so wrong place.
Yeah.
Wrong place, and it was supposed to be out in Mesa, and it got in February, so it got switched
To downtown
to
Phoenix.
downtown Phoenix, and so it was just a very interesting. Very interesting. Went to very cultural. Went to Phantom of the Opera on
Phantom of the
Sunday.
Opera.
And I really enjoyed it. I had never seen it, and I thought it was really quite fantastic.
Yeah, it's good to get out of your system.
Yeah, but the minute
You
I
have
know
to at least once
I
in your
know
life.
you and Aaron are not fans.
I mean, there's some lovely songs in there. The wrong people sing all the wrong songs, and
There was too much chirpy shit going on for me.
Yeah, and
I can't
the-
stand that soprano shit.
the part in
And
Counterpoint is just written poorly. You don't know what the hell any of them are saying.
Yes, exactly.
With Carlotta, and when they're all standing
when
there in
they're
a
all-
circle. Oh yeah, he cannot write in Counterpoint,
No.
but he insists on every fucking show trying.
I was as confused. I thought my ADD is in overdrive right now. I don't know what the fuck is going
Right.
on, and people are just chirping. It was like a big fucking aviary out there.
That song pretty much stops my interest in the rest of the show because I'm like, stop, rewrite that,
Right.
or talk it.
Right. Yeah, it was. There was some
It's not.
interesting
It's not
things,
an opera.
but it was beautifully done. I thought otherwise.
Yeah.
and
And there's lovely things to look at. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of really beautiful songs in there, but All I Ask of You should be sung by the Phantom.
Right,
All I
you
Ask
were
of You should
talking
not
about
be
that.
sung by two pretty people.
Right.
It makes no sense for the hot guy to sing All I Ask of You. Like,
you had
turn
said
my
that
head with how good
before.
looking you are.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? There's no reason for you to ask me to look at you. You're gorgeous.
I'm looking.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm already.
I'm
you
there.
got me.
Yeah, I'm connected. I remembered you saying that over the years, and
Mm-hmm.
so that's one when that came on. I just kind of started chuckling, like, yeah, we need to change this up.
And one of the lines that we were talking about, we had that conversation a couple weeks ago about lines in songs. I think one of the most beautiful lines ever written is "Turn my head with talk of summertime." If you've ever lived
Oh, you
through
brought that
winter
up
somewhere
before.
cold, that is just one of the most. Just whisper about summertime and turn me on. You know what I mean? In the dead of winter, that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never lived somewhere that's been that cold that long.
I have, but you don't need to.
I'm gonna write
Too
it down
cold.
just in case. Ways to turn on Al.
Yes.
Yeah. Things that you'll never need to know,
Yeah,
Kat.
that's,
Right.
A great
Hashtag
TV, HBO.
useless shit.
But if you hand it out to various black gays around Phoenix, you might get him some.
Action.
I'm in a position to
Right.
do that. No, I can do that.
I know you can.
we don't discriminate anymore on that thing. Whites, come on in.
At a girl.
Can't sit at an empty lunch counter for so long.
That's right.
They're welcome to the lunch counter now.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody can come to the lunch counter now.
So
Come on, you
it
pale
was-
fuckers.
It was a good 2 weeks. I don't remember what else we did. It's too long ago.
Yeah,
I
A
don't
very long
remember.
time.
But it was
it all just happened.
Yeah.
So long.
It's a good 2 weeks though. I know that those two things happened for sure. And they were big deals. That was fun.
So big.
Very good.
Very big.
lovely.
Mine's the usual boring shit. Work. I have been working like it's just been terrible. Terrible. I mean, wonderful to have a job, wonderful to be
Yes.
making money, but just way too much work.
But aren't
And that
you also
shit is done?
aren't you doing this to make up because you're actually going on a trip?
Yeah.
So you were kind of making up for some time you're going to lose.
Yeah, but not really. You don't. There's no way to take off as much time as I've worked.
Okay.
Like there's no way to take off as much time as I have just put in with these people.
Oh, okay.
We had to say goodbye to them.
All right. So you're now off work till when?
Well, because of this cough that's coming on tomorrow.
Oh, I hate when that happens. Pineapple allergy.
I'm very ill. Like
Code
8
blue.
days, 9
Code
days.
blue.
But going to Denver.
Yeah.
So it was just work. Orphan Black, which I caught up on last Tuesday because we were off, and now I'm pissed off because I'm caught up and I have to wait a week like peasants to watch it.
There was one other thing I just thought of last night. I watched the entire thing of that Kimmy Schmidt that you guys have said to watch.
Oh my
Hey!
So, yeah, that was very funny.
God. Was Titus Andromeda
Yeah.
not the best thing ever?
Yeah, it was very funny, and the looks that Kimmy Schmidt or whatever her name is gets on her face are hysterical. She has great facial
Jane
expressions.
Krakowski.
Incidentally, that
Jane
character started
Krakowski
on
is
30
wonderful.
Rock.
Right,
He was in
right.
like 2 episodes on 30 Rock, and I was like, Titus Andromeda. I mean, there was a different name, but I was like,
Oh, but same
I know
concept.
that character.
No, they
yeah,
did.
Same
I
deal.
didn't
And
realize.
the one episode is, and it's Sherry Shepherd in, and I thought she should have got a spin-off of. I don't know why they didn't do it, but it was a reality series called, what was her name on
Oh
the show?
my God. What was her name in the show?
Chardonnay. Well, his name was Chardonnay.
Yeah, I don't remember hers. I just
But
watched it too.
it was a reality show about Tracy Morgan's wife.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's all they did. And Jane Krakowski's always trying to get a drink thrown in her face. So she's always just insulting people because she thinks that'll get her more camera time on a reality show. And it's they're 2 standalone episodes. They have nothing to do with 30 Rock except for it's Sherry Shepherd's character trying to get a reality show. And Titus Andromedon is
in that.
his name is Chardonnay in that.
I think so.
And it's brilliant. And like I never thought Sherry Shepherd was like I would never say she was brilliant except for in that,
Yeah.
because that ensemble that does that reality show. But
Yeah.
so good times. I mean, I will never bitch about working. Like
No.
I mean, I'm a little tired, but I woke up, I ate some pineapple, and I'm drinking. So here we are.
Drinking some
Cheers.
shitty wine.
Look at you trudging through.
I got up at 5:45, and I'm here at 7 drinking. So
Atta
that's
girl.
not
Look
bad.
at all the good you do.
It works out so well.
And Clayton McKee.
Well, as opposed to going to the wrong theater last week, I went to the correct one
Yeah.
with my friend Daniel Ray and saw the wonderful Bianca Del Rio live in person, which I also found out that there are no bad seats in the Orpheum Theater.
No, there are
I
not.
did
That's
not
good.
realize
It's a
because
beautiful theater.
we acquired our tickets literally just the day before. And we were in the 7th row of the balcony, which turns out to be the very last row of the balcony, front, top, center. Still, you had good seats. You could see, I mean, if it were a show other than that, you could see everything that was going on stage in any show. So,
And like a good Broadway house, except for the big gigantic ones that they build now. But the old Broadway houses are tiny theaters, so the back of the balcony, aside from you can see the people on stage.
Yeah.
Like, you're not struggling or using binoculars.
Right.
It's not like that Gamage shit, or
Yeah.
like the Gershwin theater is too big. But like the theaters in New York are like that. They're
No, I
they're
didn't really-
intimate settings. They don't seat that many people.
I've not
You're
been so-
crammed in like lemmings, but you're
right, you're a little. It was a little tight in there for people because it seems like the chairs are a little small, more narrow. But still, it was wonderful to see. It was virtually sold out. There weren't many empty seats in the house. And she did 90 solid minutes of just attack. And the funny thing is, she calls the show Rolodex of Hate. Well, the realization of that is she actually has a Rolodex on stage with her with all of the cards so that they're all cues for her. So she knows, oh, I've done that joke, I've done that. And she keeps them in sequence. So the next show, they just put them back in the thing. And she knows, because she does go off on tangents and different things, but the cards bring her back to get her from A to B within the show. But she goes to everything in regards to her family and coming out and the drag and how being funny and that being a defense in school and all that. It was educational about her, but it was so funny just to watch her attack people in the audience that they knew what they were getting.
Oh,
because
yeah.
if you're going to that show, if you don't know what you're getting into, you're probably at the wrong show.
Right.
But if you understand her comedy and where she's coming from, she was like, I wanted to equate her a little bit with Joan Rivers, but Joan didn't do more as personal as stuff.
Pudgy is the one you're thinking of. Pudgy was the one that's Doug's favorite comic. She's toured
Oh,
Vegas.
yeah, I did forget about her.
She's the one that goes through the
audience and picks you
Yeah,
out.
Doug and I went for his birthday 2 decades ago. We went to Vegas to see her and sat close enough that he could be a victim of her ribbing, and he just adored it.
Of course. Yeah, so it was enjoyable to see her. One of the things that I learned, really, it was reinforced in watching her, because so many of the local performers that I work with, they try to be funny and they try to do that jabbing comedy, and then immediately when they do the jab, oh, I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You cannot say
You have to commit.
You have to commit.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was saying. If you're going to get a zinger on somebody and they're your audience, they know your show, nobody's going to be offended.
Right.
Well, and comedy is hard. Like, sometimes you're just going to offend people. Like, sometimes that joke is not going to
Yeah.
land.
Yeah.
It's not.
And you
Yeah.
have to learn and, like, take that one out of
Yeah,
the
I won't
rotation.
do
that
Like,
again.
okay.
Or
Right.
know your audience.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
know how to get out of it once you get in it. Like, you've got to
Or if
figure
you're
out how
Joan
to...
Rivers,
Right.
fuck you.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Right,
That's
and that was
comedy.
that was
Yeah.
hers. Yeah.
Yeah, so Bianca Del Rio was wonderful. Of course, my turnaround, my whirlwind flight to LA, which was unexpected. I literally got there, got the rental car, checked into the hotel for fear that it was going to be too late, which I'm glad I did. I got to the restaurant at 11 p.m. and I left at 5 a.m. After redoing their entire network. I slept for, 2 hours. Then there was a car alarm. Then there was a phone call. Then there was some other noise because it's LA. And then back there at noon. Well, no, I take that back. I had an obligatory. I had to walk down Santa Monica and go to the gay Starbucks because I felt like you have to.
You have to.
Sure. I had to. I had
You
to
gotta
see,
regatta.
I had
point.
to see the boys. So I did that and then literally checked in with them, drove back to the airport, got on a plane and flew right back. So it was just a really boom, boom, boom. Real quick. So we did that. Then this weekend, I'm going to, and of course, I guess I could tell this next week, but I'm going to tell you what's coming up for me. If you're in the Lansing, Michigan area, I'm actually flying out Saturday morning to literally flying in to DJ a pageant on Sunday, and I fly back on Monday.
Wow.
Take a day, relax.
Right?
I have a fly day on Saturday. I don't have to do anything. I'm literally flying out Saturday. I get there, we have dinner, we get to do whatever we want to. Then next noon on Sunday is when I have to go to work, and I'm done by 9 or 10 p.m.
Oh, I know, but take an
All
evening.
that to push play?
I don't have an even. Yeah, right. It's exactly what I'm
I'm
going
not
for.
kidding. Yeah,
no,
like
I'm
DJing a pageant is really play,
right. But
fade.
but what I'm doing is, I guess some differently than other people have done. I've make them all bring me the music beforehand, and it's all loaded on my laptop, so there's no chance of skipping wrong track, anything. We go through an entire rehearsal.
That's called being prepared.
I know, but apparently nobody else fucking does that in the
Yeah.
business. So they
That's
actually
so fun.
they actually sought me out and booked my flight, paid for all my shit, and paying me to come do this because they don't want to fuck
They're
up.
like, wait, this motherfucker does something weird. It's called
Putting it together.
prep work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit
Yeah,
by
but I
bit, piece
agree
by
with
piece. So going to do that, and then I got a message earlier today.
In a bottle?
No, via Facebook. My aunt, who still lives in my hometown of Joplin, Missouri, sent me a message, and all it says is, "Hell has frozen over. There was a gay pride event at Landreth Park in your hometown."
Hey!
And I'm like, wow, that's very interesting. Landreth Park, for those of you who have any interest at all in this, about 4 years ago, there was a huge tornado that ripped through my hometown and took down a huge hospital and
Oh, and now the gays are just inviting another one back?
a third of the city. Well, there was a park right next to that hospital. Oddly, that's Landreth Park. I believe that's, no. Yes, I believe that's.
You can make it up
no,
at this
No, that's
point.
Landreth Park. So apparently there was I'll have to investigate more about that, but it's interesting to have a pride event of some sort taking part in my hometown of Joplin, Missouri.
That's
Weird.
so exciting. It was Pride this weekend in my hometown, too.
Oh.
It is Pride Month.
It
It
is
is
Pride
Pride
Month.
Month, so there's a lot of that going on. But yeah, it was Salt Lake City Pride.
And thanks to Kenny, who's in our chat room, I believe he's still in there. I have a story that I'm going to do at the end of headlines. Speaking of Pride Month, that ties all of that together.
Excellent segues all around.
All the way around. And I am still going to Pride in San Diego in July.
San Diego.
For that few days. So that'll be fun too. Of course, San Diego. I mean, I'd go to San Diego it was on fire just because it's beautiful there. I don't really care.
I've been there when it's on fire.
Is it beautiful on fire?
It's lovely.
Nice.
The breeze comes in off the
Famous,
ocean.
is that the sunrise? Nope. We're driving the wrong way. No.
That's
Pretty sure that's a fire.
fire. Santa Ana? Yep.
But gosh, it was beautiful.
Oh, wasn't it though? Very nice. Oh, well, I think
the weekend we didn't turn on we only watched Comedy Central and listened to the music. We were in San Diego in October. Like 4 of us didn't do anything outside like hotel room, beach, bar. And we were like, wow, it must be a big storm somewhere because there was these dark clouds off to the east.
And then suddenly it starts snowing. But
And
really
we
hot.
drove. I can't remember.
it's not
I
snow.
can't remember where the fire was now, like what they called it. But we drove. It was October of 2003. We drove across the fire line on the 10 because we didn't, on the 8. We didn't know that it was closed.
Oh,
Like they were closing
Oh,
the
I
highway
remember
like
that.
right behind us.
That would be
Right.
the cedar fire.
And as we're like looking in the rear view mirror, like what is that? Is that sunrise? I'm like, and there was ash all over our car, and we're like, was it snowing? Like we just could not put the pieces
right.
together.
Nothing was making sense.
And then we got back, and everyone's like, how did you get through that? We're like, get through what? They're like, you drove through a raging fire. We're like,
Oh, that makes sense now.
We were drunk
It's
for
all
days.
coming back to me now.
Yeah.
There were flashes of light.
There were things I'd never do again.
Okay,
But they always seemed right.
two options: either the Cedar Fire, which was close to the 15, or the
That's funny.
Old Fire, which was in the San Bernardino Mountains.
I think it was that one.
Probably.
It was 03. It was October of 03.
Both were 2003 in the fall.
Oh, the Alpine Fire.
Did you know that, or did you just look that up real quick?
I have the fastest
Harrison
internet
said it
in
was
the
the
world.
Alpine Fire. And then she calls me 2 days later. She's like, you haven't even
the
called to
Alpine
ask me
Fire.
how I'm doing to the fire. I'm like, you didn't even tell us there was a fucking fire. No, Harrison, that's the wrong one. It was 2003 because Justin and Greg and I came out to see you. And Justin, Greg, and Jason and I came out. It was October of 03 because it was hot here. And they left the next year.
To answer
I
the
only
chat-
know the exact date because they left 6 months. They left in 04.
Oh, there you go.
So I know they moved in 04.
Good work. To answer the chat room, Richard, Salt Lake City does have a gay pride. From what I understand, it's fairly large. I left Salt Lake at 17 before I knew what gay was, so I don't know. But from what I've heard,
She was a very bad gay young man.
It was a very, very bad, so bad. Yeah, so I was too young and didn't know that gay was even a thing. Like I didn't know that was an option at 17.
She was just in comfortable shoes, sir.
She had a truck, though.
Literally cargo shorts and Birkenstock sandals.
It's a good start.
Right.
Really,
yeah,
really a good
I felt
start.
pretty safe in my bet.
I had the wardrobe, but I didn't know what to call it.
Had the wardrobe, but not the attitude.
But my understanding from other gays who have escaped, left Salt Lake and I've encountered in other parts of the world, apparently the gay community is fairly large and is growing and thriving in Salt Lake. And from what I understand, the Pride is a lot of fun. And they do a good job there, too. So, yeah.
I haven't seen it. It'd be fun to see.
They're everywhere.
I don't know why the link is up here or what it's apropos of, but the most expensive part of having kids is all the wine you have to drink.
I prematurely
Bear.
linked. Sorry, Bear.
That is a true
But it was
story.
so funny. Like, there.
First of all, yeah, true story.
All right, there's got to be another segment.
Oh, there is. It's coming up right now. We'll be right back with headlines right after this.
You're listening to Q Talk America.
If you think it sucked so far, just wait till after this 30-second dance break.
This is the Q Talk America Radio Network.
Alrighty, kids, here we go with some headlines on this Tuesday, June 9th, 2015. This is show 218. And our first official segment is this. Get ready. Facebook and low self-esteem.
Amosexuals suck.
Man sets up fake DUI checkpoint.
I'm gonna fork you.
A man and his dream.
Prom queen.
The gays are becoming far too powerful.
Only in North Dakota.
And on this Gay Pride Month, a reminder of one of the horrible incidents in New Orleans about a gay bar and a fire. It's a hell of a way to end in a headline segment, but these and more stories coming up right now on Q Talk. Oh, my heavens. Well, I know this is going to become a shock to all of you because we all watch the social media. People who post Facebook status updates about their romantic partner are more likely to have low self-esteem. Shocker, I know. While those who brag about diets, exercise, and other accomplishments are typically narcissists, according to the latest research.
No.
I know. Get ready to post about this. You're going to want to post about
I'm
it.
going to make a note in my pad.
Psychologists at Brunel University London surveyed Facebook users to examine their personality traits and motives that influence their topics that they choose to write about in their status updates, something that few previous studies had actually explored. The data was collected from, oddly, 555 Facebook users who completed online surveys measuring the Big Five personality traits. The Big Five are extroversion, neuroticism, openness, agreeableness, consciousness, and as well as self-esteem and narcissism. The research found that people with low self-esteem more frequently posted status updates about their current romantic partner. Narcissists more frequently update about their achievements, which is motivated by their need for attention and validation from the Facebook community. Actually, of anybody. I mean, they'll walk by a stranger and just say, "Okay, guess what I did today." These updates also received a greater number of likes and comments, indicating that the narcissist boasting may have been reinforced by the attention that they crave. Narcissists also wrote more status updates about their diet and exercise routines, and I can't tell you how many times there's a couple people on my feed that I don't know how you can post as many pictures of yourself
in a men's room.
In a men's room,
Look,
working
first of
out.
all, you could just say it to me if you're going to talk.
No,
about
it's not.
I'm right here.
I'm pretty sure that if you were to do a selfie of your abs, it's not going to look like the kid I'm talking about.
it. You don't know.
Oh,
You don't know me.
you don't know, bitch.
I was Googling Hope Solo, and I look strikingly similar to her with no clothes on. It's
Now, were you Googling with your
not
left hand
true
or
at
your
all.
right
No,
hand? I'm always so
I don't mean to be
confused.
rude. It's the wrong hair.
I prefer to Google with my left hand.
Wow, with the
Leave
glove
that
on or
alone.
off?
Leave that alone.
No glove, no love, baby.
Yeah,
No glove, no love.
Amen, sister.
I'm safe solo.
Consciousness.
I don't know where I've been. I was probably drunk.
Consciousness was associated with writing more updates about one's children. Chillin'. Psychology lecturer Dr. Tara Marshall from Brunel University said that it might come as little surprise that Facebook status updates reflect people's personality traits. However, it is important to understand why people write about certain topics on Facebook, because their updates may be differentially rewarded, like likes and comments. People who receive more likes and comments tend to experience the benefits of social inclusion, whereas those who receive none feel ostracized. And I've heard that over the years. I've heard several people. There were other studies that say people actually become more sad with reading other people's posts on Facebook
If
because
they see how many likes and comments there are.
not only that, if they're like, I'm having a great time at Disneyland, or I'm doing something great, or people that do that, because some people who don't have the opportunities to do that feel like they are the only person in the world who doesn't get to go out and do things.
I've heard that from people that seeing other people's adventures makes them kind of sad, and I like to see pictures. Like, I don't really,
Well, so, a lot of people are prone to comparison.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, "Oh, look how wonderful Kat Carlson's life is."
Yeah. Where me, I'm always like, oh, like to me, it's like it's a travel log for like,
Sure.
I want to go there. That looks
it looks fun, right?
That looks pretty.
Depending,
But I want something specific. Like, how does the light rail system work there? Like, how does one get from
Point
A to
B,
Z,
yeah.
from bar to hotel? How'd you do that? You know what I mean? Like,
You're looking at it like the Travel Channel.
I like the picture of the mountain in the distance, but be specific about how you got to that bar.
How many steps did I have to take to get there?
What does my Fitbit say?
My Fitbit.
That
sounds wrong.
It does. doesn't
To
it?
conclude this story,
Your Fitbit smells amazing.
to,
I can't wait to
You
try
leave
it.
my
To
bits out
conclude
of
this,
it.
to conclude this story, the research team said further studies should examine responses to particular status update topics, the likability of those who update about them, and whether certain topics put people at greater risk of being unfriended. Because
I'm surprised every day that I'm not unfriended en masse, to use the
Yeah.
French, because I mean, mine is always rants, because by the time I get home and look at Facebook, I'm exhausted, and it's always some Republican fucktard that did or said something horrible. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I'm like, please don't let.
Right.
I just want a day where a Republican doesn't say something awful, so I can just rest comfortably in my bed.
no, those days will never come.
No.
Especially not in the next 2 years. Well, actually, year. The next year with election season.
Oh, okay. So Bear puts down for me. I'm looking at the pictures, thinking, how do they not clean up that shit behind them or not vacuum the floor?
There is that. But look at my abs. My abs are great, but my house looks like shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been working out, but not cleaning.
Yeah, no.
And I
Not at
can't.
all.
First off, I can't take one more picture of look how pretty I am today, or everyone thinks I'm beautiful, and we all know that person because he's on our page. I can't take another day of look
First
how
of all,
pretty
I'm
I
not
am.
a boy.
There are
Second
so
of all,
many-
you can just talk directly
Yeah,
to
I was
me.
actually going to say there are quite
Now,
a number.
I love
of
how
them.
Kat
No,
thinks
wait,
everybody
hold
talks
on.
about her.
Oh, it is you. Now that
Yeah.
I tried to look.
Sorry
I
about
was
to
that.
trying
the
to
left or
I was
right.
trying to kick you under the table.
I don't get my glasses till tomorrow, so
Oh,
Big deal.
that is a topic we
How
need
did
to
we
discuss.
miss that on Weekend Update, by the way?
Which
that
part?
I'm blind.
You're nearsighted.
Oh no, I saw that because I shared
Yeah.
that with somebody else that knows you. And I'm like, guess who's getting glasses? They're like, oh, it was Scott Pandora.
Okay.
Because he was looking at something last night trying to read. I'm like, you are blind as a fucking bat. And I actually handed him my glasses. He goes, oh, these are good.
No, I can like, and it honestly, God, we'll just backtrack
Hi,
for a second.
Aunt.
I can see, hi, Aunt. I can see everything. Like I can read this. I
That's
can
a
read
yellow
it here.
sheet.
I can read it here.
What can't
but
you see?
When I get tired, the eyes just go.
Fatigue.
So at the start of the day, I can see anything I want to, but when it gets later, or if you start dimming these lights, like if it's not lit up, like I'll fucking get out. So I don't need glasses. I need a pith helmet. You know what I mean?
With
I need
light,
a canary in the fucking mine.
a miner's hat.
But there was an incident last week at work that I honestly, it was late at night. It was an emergency, and I could not read the drug. I was.
That's
like,
a bad. That's
and
very
it
bad.
was one of those things where I'm like, all right, I have to get them. And let me just bitch for a second now that I remember.
Shocking.
So there was.
You want to post about it on Facebook?
One of the gays was behind the counter. I absolutely just love that. Was behind the counter, and you know it's early in the morning for me. I know it's 2 p.m. to you, but I just got the fuck up.
Right.
And the woman that was helping me at first was very friendly. They clearly did. The gay and the lady did not like each other.
Oh.
They was having some
don't
issues.
like
They had run-ins before.
Oh, yeah. So she was very helpful, and she had laughed. She's like, we have been trying to get a hold of you for days. And I'm like, I don't answer my phone. I'm like, I've been working so much, my phone's just off. And she's like, what? I'm like, I just don't answer my phone. So today she sent me that my glasses were ready by text. And she's like, I know you won't answer your phone.
Ah, good.
So they needed some stuff. So she helped me. We got it all settled. I went in early because I knew that I had not done the online stuff that they asked me to, but I knew if I went in early, I could fill it out beforehand in person. And then they hand me over to this gay guy, older, nice, very friendly, but just went straight for like queen talk. And I'm like...
You're like, no, I'm not that.
I'm here
like-
for my eyes.
And, you know, a woman came out and asked, a very nice lady came. It was a lovely place nearby for the glasses. And this woman came out. And she's like, can I get you, a glass of water, a cup of coffee? I'm like, no, I'm good. But thank you. I'm like, and I know the machine's right here that you're just going to walk over here. Like, I already checked out your fabulous water coffee machine over here. And I'm going to steal it and put it in my car. And the guy from behind the counter's like, maybe just a vodka for him. And I'm like, okay, I'm playing nice. Like, what? Can we just keep this at I'm here for glasses? And then they're like, oh wait, we're gonna pan you over to whatever his name is for glasses. And I said, I'm like, I know I have to get them. Like, I know I need. I'm 48 years old. It's time. Oh, we all know I'm 48.
I know, but you actually said it. We didn't allude to it.
We made our peace with that.
7:41 and 50 seconds.
Yeah. She's.
My God.
So it was my Lanta. So I just was looking down and I said to him, and he's like, "Oh, it hurts, doesn't it?" I'm like, "No, I knew it was coming. Like I have trouble seeing." I'm like, "Right now I can see everything." And he's like, "Oh," and then he just got really bitchy, and he says something about the glasses, and I'm like, "I want frameless. Like I want those."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, well, aren't you fan?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm
Seriously,
like,
what's wrong with
I'd
this
have
person?
and he
complained.
was just trying to start a banter, and I'm like, it is too early, and I'm just like, just tone down the gay. Like, I know you probably recognize me, and a couple cups of coffee later, I might know who you are, but just
Not now. Not
settle
today,
the
Satan.
fuck down.
Not today, Satan.
And then, but they asked me, they're like, do you want progressive so you can wear them all the time? And I'm like, no, and we just read on here that somebody, I think Baird said he recently got new glasses and they were progressives, and he was having the headaches and the nausea from looking, but I don't need it for far away, so it would be like glasses, no glasses. And I'm like, I met me. Like, I wouldn't wear my glasses when I needed glasses. Like, so can we just start with reading glasses that I'll put on when I need them something to read? Like, can we start small? Work our way up.
Okay, for that, you could have just gone to Walgreens and bought cheaters.
I realized that afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sake, you could have done that. Mom did that forever, and I actually did that. But then when I went and realized, the epiphany was when I went through all the stuff just to be a companion for Mom, and all of a sudden he goes through everything, and then I'm in the machine, and he rolls it to whatever, and he goes, "How does it look?" And I'm like, "It's perfectly clear." And he go's, "That's your vision with correction." And then he pressed a button, and he goes, "And this is it without." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's horrible."
But I mean, as far as like, it is the year of our Lord 2015. Oh, Richard, you know that's okay. Richard, that is word for word how I like to say things. This is the year of our Lord 2015, summer of.
Richard's been listening.
Richard,
Little close to home.
you live
Well
in my
played,
home?
sir. Poor man.
Please close attention.
But I just want to let everyone know that are getting LASIK that 15 years later, after my LASIK surgery, I am 2020 still. In the year of our Lord 2015 summer of, and I can squeak by at 2015. Like it was funny that because I told the guy after the surgery I was 2015, And it's funny that it's the
It's
year.
the year, too.
I didn't even think about that.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
So he put up the 2015 thing, and he's like, all right. He's like, we could call you 2015. He's like, I know you're squinting, and I know you're making up at least 2 of those letters, but... so,
But if it makes
you're
you
getting
feel
LASIK,
better.
it really does last. The reading part comes up, but...
I do agree with what Bear's. At first, Bear, it was odd. I got progressives because I didn't want the line in them, and it took me a couple of days to get used to it. And I don't even think of it at all anymore. They're just when they're on, it's wonderful. But like sitting here where I am right now, I realize I make the font larger on this just for script reading because that's easier.
Sure.
But wearing them here does me no good. That is just a little blurry to see that screen, but I realize I can also bring it up on this if I need to. But it was really surprising to look across 15, 25 feet away. It was like, wow, that is more blurry than I ever thought it was.
Yeah.
But the downside is it's really clear now, and you see things that you don't really want to see. Like, oh, you look so much better in the blur.
Yeah.
The simple folk.
and
I've been blind since the age of 4.
Now,
Yeah.
do you wear glasses?
I wear contacts.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And I wear
I wear
contacts.
contacts
That's what I
forever.
mean. I never wore my glasses, and when
Yeah.
I had to do the week of glasses before the surgery, I just called in sick.
Happiest
I
month-
was like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
not wearing those
No.
fucking John Denver, Margaret Thatcher,
giant things, yeah.
the fucking elf that wants to be a dentist from
Rocky
the 80s.
Mountain
Yeah, not quite high
High.
enough. Yeah.
Happiest month of my life. Braces came
Not-
off, contacts
Yeah,
went in.
sure.
Whole new person.
You were a whole new
But
man.
One of
Yeah,
the
I
pretty
was a
things,
whole
and
new
Harrison
man.
used to have this beautiful
And I
chandelier.
agree with what are progressives because isn't that I thought that was where the line like
It's the
where-
Hand
lineless bifocals.
hand these to
No,
Marty.
no, no.
Yeah.
I thought those were like where it got darker.
No, those
No,
are
no,
I
no.
understand.
Progressives
Those are
like,
progressives.
the reading is down here. The far away
Put those
is up
on.
here. They're not lines. They don't. So you don't look old. You don't have bifocals
Right,
on.
but put them on and you'll see that there's a definite difference between the lower
so you have
third.
to train.
yeah.
You have to train your eyes where you're gonna look.
Yeah.
Yeah, you. Okay, that's weird.
I can't even train my hand where to put itself, let alone where my eyes are gonna go.
No, but I mean it's very kind of.
Now we're like an AARP show. Jesus,
We're gonna
fucking
send you
Christ.
all membership cards later.
That was. I mean,
caller.
not because they were. It's not. I'm not making that face because they were strong. It just felt like kind of.
No, and that's
It
what,
took a
and,
minute to
and
get
Bear,
used to.
Yeah.
And Bear had said that he had the nausea and the headaches with
Sure.
it. But Harrison had this beautiful chandelier in her old apartment at Casa Grande in San Diego when she lived on University, and it was. And if you are as blind as Harrison and I are, when we would take our contacts out, lights would have like colors and rainbows.
The
because
prisms would
the
all-
prisms because you couldn't see a true light.
Right.
So I did miss that when my eyes got better, that I couldn't wake up and see like beautiful
You
shimmering
didn't
lights.
see all the halos
You
everywhere.
didn't drink enough.
Because it was kind of pretty. Exactly. Or you could
more.
go that way. But I remember telling her because I think I went out for her surgery. I think I stayed with her when she had hers and drove her
Transitions.
back
Yeah.
and forth. And it was just funny because I'm like, oh, take one last look at your chandelier because it's not going to be pretty tomorrow.
Right.
It's just going to be a fucking chandelier.
Sure.
A dirty chandelier.
dirty.
As we continue on, Marty Ryer has the floor.
Well, I want to talk about prom.
Oh,
I want to talk about prom. Prom in Renton, Washington.
okay.
Seems like a nice town.
Renton is gorgeous.
Oh, I thought you meant prom and rent.
no,
In Washington,
Renton.
no.
Nope, Renton.
The rent's too
Washington.
high.
It's
Are we
too
talking
damn
about?
high.
Are we talking about tuxedo rentals?
Nope.
Okay.
Renton, Washington. It's prom season there, and they held their big dance on Saturday night. And there was a featured very belle of the ball who said this night was about more than just wearing the perfect dress. For Brooklyn Bonaventure, it was about wearing a dress and dressing up as her true self. I'm not hiding anymore. Anything, she said. Bonaventure was born in a male body. My birth name is actually Bruce, like Bruce Jenner, Bonaventure said. Just like Jenner, Brooklyn is in the process of transitioning. I'm still scared about it all, but it's about being brave. I want to tell other transgenders that it's okay to be out. We're no different. Just a few years ago, she was part of the homecoming court and went to the dance in a tux. When she went, she said that she felt like she was hiding. Like she felt very wrong. Friends like Coco Allen say it was nice to see her head of the prom feeling happy and confident. I'm extremely proud of her. I watched her bloom into the flower that she is. Her parents have also been supportive. This was the part that I loved because her parents have always been supportive. Her mother, Rebecca Jimenez, helped her get ready for the prom. I just thought there was something very wonderful about that to me. I'm just proud of her and hope she will be successful and do whatever she wants to do. She's nominated for prom queen, but win or lose, she says she's just being It's just about being accepted on the outside for what she feels on the inside is the best prize of all. You just have to be who you are. Don't be scared to open up, Bonaventure said. There was an update to the story, and she was, in fact, voted prom queen.
Oh,
so I just thought
right
it was,
out of Glee.
Yeah, I just thought it was very wonderful, and especially that her mom was just so accepting and such a part of it, and that
I love stories about good parenting.
I know it. That we're at a place and time, not for everyone, and I'm sure not everyone would feel like that they're living this same truth, that they can live the same truth with their families. But I just thought that was beautiful. So and
That's so nice.
update prom queen. Well done.
That's
All right
fantastic.
for her.
Yeah.
And to be in a community where they're,
Yes.
I mean, unless it's like Carrie and they're going to pour pig's
Pour
blood
pig's
on
blood,
her.
right.
What city did you say that was?
In Renton, Renton,
okay. Renton,
Washington. Yeah,
I'm gonna-
my dad used to live there. Actually,
Where
And
in the
it's-
state is that?
Oh,
Do you know?
No, I was 15.
I mean, I could Google it. Obviously, I just didn't know
feel
if you.
like it was kind of right outside of Seattle.
That's what I was gonna say. A suburb of Seattle.
Yeah, it's right
I
outside.
feel, I feel like that's right.
They probably have a Starbucks. Just guessing. I didn't mean to say that way. You had a mouthful of tea.
I firmly believe you are correct.
Probably do up there, or Seattle's best.
Some
One of the
kind
two.
of coffee,
They
I
have
feel.
some coffee place. I'm not sure. We'll find
There
out.
you have that.
Well,
Can I just backtrack for a minute because we haven't been here. I went to that Starbucks in Seattle in Pike's Palace, Pike's Place,
Oh,
Pike's
sure.
Peak, whatever it's called.
Yep.
That was like going to the mothership.
no.
That did not disappoint. That was like going to Versailles. Like that
The
was
Starbucks of all Starbuckses.
highlight of my life to going to the mothership.
Okay.
I actually like found a camera and took pictures. Like I never take pictures or
Oh no, you're not a narcissist on Facebook.
that time he is talking about you. I have to tell you
Stand by. I
that
need to take some selfies.
I was moved like a Christian at Mecca by that place.
I was moved.
I shed a Denzel Washington one tear.
On cue, no less.
Yeah.
Would you like a creamer? Yes, I'd like a creamer.
No, just black. I take it black.
Really?
Yeah.
How many
What-
ounces?
how many-
11.
How many arms?
One arm.
I don't like to discriminate against people with one arm.
I have a spare arm in the trunk.
I come with my own black arm in case you're missing yours.
Selfieing.
That's awful. You know what? He lives in this
Do
town,
that.
and he knows that poor fucker.
He's not going to listen to this show.
God, I hope not. 'Cause
Most people listen to
he's
this show
such-
around the world.
He's such a charmer, and he's the butt of the wrong joke. He's the arm. He's the right arm of the wrong joke.
I was gonna say,
Even
I don't give an arm or a leg about him.
Just when you thought I was going to be reasonable about something, nope, right down the crapper.
You put your whole arm in. Nope, you don't.
The good news is everyone I've
You put
spoken
your
to.
left arm. Ooh, I'm sorry.
It's in my trunk. Sorry.
You know, it's still the hokey pokey, but maybe not for you.
That's what it's all about.
Turn yourself around.
Yeah,
Turn the world on with a smile.
now it's your left arm.
Your equilibrium's a little off.
Have-
Look in the
No.
mirror. Now it's your left. Oh God, it's awful, awful, awful.
Every
We're
now
already
and
going
then I
down.
see a left and a right. Oh no, wait, just a left arm.
Now we're bastardizing Bonnie Tyler songs.
And now live from hell, it's Al Perkins.
Well, it's hot down here.
Oh, Jesus. All our friends are here, though, so that's good.
That's right. That's true.
Next caller.
Yeah. Mom always joked with me and said that when we all get to hell, she'll be the bartender. I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
I
good.
like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'll
so
be
she'll be
nice.
ready. She'll be ready.
I like
like
to tell
that.
people what the fuck are you doing, Grandpa?
She's drinking out of a bottle.
She brought her own jug.
I've been drinking it all day. I just
53
brought it with
minutes
me.
we've been on the air, and
She's
she's
gonna play it in a minute. You watch. We're gonna go all full fucking hee-haw here.
boom, 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 boom.
I always tell people, I know I'm going to hell. Now I'm jockeying for position.
I'm
Oh my
driving.
God!
I didn't know there were
what just
rankings.
happened.
What happened?
Technology happened.
There's a lot going on.
Oh, I let somebody put the link for the closest Starbucks to Renton. Thank you, thank you, Aaron.
Oh, that's
Thank
nice.
you. That's
That's
good to know. People are
fantastic.
on top of things.
Well done,
Aaron's
Aaron.
very
Thank
helpful.
you.
There's
Aaron's
so
been
many
very
things.
busy. You know what? And Aaron, I'm just to say, from when I was in LA last week, I would not have had time to have linked up with you either. So I got to find a time that I can show up in LA and have a chill time, which I do want to do. I want to go hang out for a few days in West Hollywood and just sit at the Starbucks and watch the world go by.
Oh God, I can't. That would be very fun.
Yeah, me and Connie Francis.
Yeah.
Be fantastic.
She might be dead.
No,
Check the wall.
close, but no.
All right, Marina, is it your turn?
No, it's my turn.
turn.
Police say a man who set up a drunk driving checkpoint complete with road flares while pretending to be a Pennsylvania state trooper was, in fact, wasted.
That's exciting.
Troopers say 19-year-old Logan Shawless parked his vehicle diagonally across State Route 601, set up road flares about 4 a.m. last Saturday morning. A motorist who was stopped says Shawless claimed he was a trooper, demanded to see her driver's license, registration, and insurance papers. When the real state troopers arrived, police say that Shawless tried to hand a BB gun pistol that he had in his car to a passenger, saying, "I can't get caught with this." He faces charges including drunk driving, impersonating a public servant, and unlawful restraint. He remained jailed on Tuesday. Online court records do not list any attorney or bail.
Oh, boy.
I admire his spunk.
I do, too. That's pretty fantastic.
I'm so wasted that I'm going to stop everybody else.
That is some pluck.
So-
if I ever
I
saw
just wanted to be like, can I have a couple road flares? I want to pretend I'm a lawyer. But in all seriousness, if you get and whoever got stopped by him did the right thing. If you get pulled over by a solo cop,
Yep.
call the cops.
Yes.
if
Because
it's-
they run in herds, don't they?
No, but you could. There are people that pretend to be cops and
Oh,
pull
yeah.
you over, and
Absolutely.
they buy the little solo
Well,
light.
it's happened here in town.
It's happened here in town. So
Yeah.
if you get pulled over and you're alone, call the cops and let them know you've been pulled over. And at least they know your last living location.
But
Right.
it's also
They
a
probably
law.
won't
And,
make it in time.
It's written into the law that that's okay. It's not that you're disobeying.
I think you're allowed to
someone.
verify that the
Right.
policeman that just pulled you over is in fact a policeman.
Okay.
Yeah, but a lot of people get kind of freaked out by that, to think like, oh, well, then I'll get in more trouble, or,
Right.
especially those fucking do-gooders. I'm not one
If
of
they're
them.
rushing you
But
to
I'm
get to
saying-
do something,
Right.
like a used car salesman, sign here, press hard, you're making copies. If they're trying to get you to do
Step
something,
out of the
there's
car.
a very good
No,
chance
no.
that you should make a phone call.
Right.
Or a good reason, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
to make a phone call.
absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
indeed. Marnie Ryer.
Well, not you per se, but I'm going to fork you in the eye.
Please don't.
Right? It's a dispute over a rib, for God's sake. There was in Muncie, Indiana.
Adam, Eve.
Muncie, Indiana.
Our home
I
office
say.
is in Muncie, Indiana.
Police
I'm thinking
say-
a spare rib.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you, and this chick
Do
does
weekly
not
home
need any
offices.
more ribs. Now, I'm a big girl. I'm not trying to be, I'm a well-known prostitute. I'm not trying to be.
I am a well-known I forgot about
I'm
that
a drug
story.
dealer. I'm a well-known
I am a
prostitute.
well-known prostitute.
God damn it! You're gonna recognize my skills. I am a well-known prostitute.
Ask my son.
I
That
forgot
we
about
haven't
that.
even heard this story, but we're already fat and slut shaming the woman in it.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah, but, oh, yeah.
This is good news.
These are bad things.
No. We're going
What?
to we're
Fat
gonna
and slut?
fat and slut shame. I mean, she does not need to be
She
stabbing
seems
anybody.
lovely.
Does she
She
charge-
looks lovely.
Does she charge by the pound?
If so,
Write down fat people. Would you?
hey,
oh wait,
Bob,
prior to
I
that.
gotta leave.
But
trying to make a budget over there, Vicky? Like, what are you doing?
I just have to say that a hooker that charges by the pound is delightful.
Especially the tiny ones. I like them little.
Ooh, you're gonna be expensive.
You ain't nothing but a thing.
Is that before or after
Honey, get
my
your hand
club
off the
card?
scale. I ain't paying that much.
Get your toe off there.
Put that cat down.
So, police say an Indiana woman stabbed another woman in the eye with a fork in a dispute over the last rib at a barbecue.
It must have been good stuff. Secrets in
For
the
real
sauce.
secrets in the sauce.
Secrets in the sauce.
Something. The Star Press reports a 45-year-old woman was arrested Sunday night in a preliminary charge of criminal recklessness. An affidavit says the woman was attending a barbecue in Muncie when she raised the ire of the host's daughter by taking the last rib from the kitchen. The affidavit says the woman told the police that the daughter accused her of taking all the food, so she stabbed her in the eye. Like you do.
Like you do.
Like you do.
happens.
Police say the woman maintained she acted in self-defense and that the homeowner's daughter was brandishing a knife.
Brandishing.
By the way, I don't
And a
think
jar
that she
of
knows
sauce.
the woman the brandishing. But the
I don't
woman
use
was-
brandishing a lot in my vernacular. I really don't. I should use it
We
more.
should use it more.
Are
Yeah.
you brandishing a pen?
The woman was in the Delaware County Jail on $5,000 bond as of Tuesday, and quite frankly, we do not know if she has an attorney.
An attorney. Oh my gosh.
I thought Aaron sent me that. I thought that was hysterical.
I am I am a well-known prostitute.
One of my favorites.
I
Do you do drugs? I
I'm
don't
a
do drugs. I
I'm
don't
a
sell
well-
drugs. I'm a well-known prostitute. Ask my son.
Oh my God.
He's my event planner.
I don't know how long ago that story was, but that's been a while.
It's been a while.
Because it wasn't one of our very first stories.
Yeah.
Oh dear God, that's fucking funny. That is some hilarious shit.
Hilarious.
It's like if you laugh more than once. Hilarious.
Well, guess what, kids? You've managed to waste another hour, the first hour of our 3-hour show, just listening to our jocularity and headlines and Al talking about what LASIK surgery can do to improve your life.
A lot. You can swim with your eyes open.
Oh, yeah.
See the fishies.
Oh, very good. Well, we're going to talk about more things. Coming up in hour 3, it's Dear Al, a letter written in by a listener who wants advice, and Al seems to be the only person who can answer the burning questions.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe a cream.
A balm or a salve. Not sure.
Are you brandishing a rash?
Coming up, we've got more.
You wear corduroy here.
Some more headlines, and then right after the top of the hour, Al Perkins is going to give us our drinking words. Stay with us, won't you? It's a good time on Q Talk America.
You've been listening to the show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Good evening once again, everybody. It is the top of hour 2 on this, our 3-hour excursion into fun, love, and tenderness on a Tuesday night. We call it the show. You call it adequate listening time. Or an adequate attempt at radio. What are you going to call it? Oh, we are in the middle of our headline segment as we cross over from hour 1 to 2. But what we do have each and every beginning of hour 2 is a little drinking disclaimer, because some of you may know that we drink along with our show. And you should drink responsibly if at all possible. And to further illustrate that, here is our drinking disclaimer as told to us by the one and only Alfred Perkins.
And now, a drink along. We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom. And that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck.
Thank God I always keep a spare drinking word handy. It's
What?
cantankerous.
What? Cantankerous.
I think it's been on the batter up circle, or what's it, the on
On
deck
deck.
circle for about 6 months.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Please do.
You're a cantankerous little fucker.
Well, she went more vulgar than I did.
Wow.
Sorry about that.
Country of origin.
Can I have the country of origin?
Anybody? Country
Okay,
of origin.
I think I owe
I'm
a
sorry, I watched Grace and Frankie again.
Yeah.
The spelling bees on my.
Isn't cantankerous probably Kentucky, Tennessee area? Maybe Louisiana?
You cantankerous.
Cantankerous. Cantankerous. I'll
It just
allow
sounds like a...
Judges, we allow it.
Well,
It's a tie.
Oh my God.
There's an Asian involved?
The Putnam County 25th annual
India.
spelling bee.
Yes.
Saw that with what's his butt from Modern Family. Jesse Tyler Ferguson was Leaf Honeycomb or whatever the fuck that character's name was.
Okay.
And I must apologize once again to every member of that audience. But when the Asian girl came up, every time she came up, she got an easy word. And like they just had like these awful words. The Asian girl stands up and they're like, cow. And she's like, can you use that in a sentence? Spell the word cow. Okay, first off, I screamed, kicked my feet, and did not stop laughing for about 25 minutes.
I'm sure
This
they are.
sentence, spell the word cow, almost drove me over the edge.
What the fuck is Jenny talking about in this chat room, referring to the chat room?
I went to the
Good work. Thank you.
Oh, Harrison is sick. She's got some kind. Let me just update you what's going on in the
Please
chat room.
do, please
Harrison
do.
is ill for her birthday. She's hopped up on Tylenol sinus.
Okay.
Jenny is commiserating with her and saying she went to the ENT today.
Not
she
the
had to have-
ENT, the ENT, the
ENT.
ear, nose,
No,
and
I
throat
caught that.
doctor.
Oh.
and they still do
They
they still
squirted
do the cocaine.
Oh.
It'll stop bleeding and opens up sinuses. It has
It's a
medical
stimulant.
I didn't.
Jenny from the
know.
block, apparently. Wow.
Oh, get it, girl.
Oh no.
Oh, Al by the Bike. Well, I'll tell you an entertainment about that.
Okay.
So it's my turn for a story.
I'll go.
And I'm going to ramble through this. It's a little bit of a long story, but we'll see how it goes. The song lyric says, "When a man loves a woman, he can't keep his mind on nothing else. He'll spend his every last dime, give up all his comfort, and sleep out in the rain." Well, for a 32-year-old man from Brooklyn, those things actually happened and much, much more during his long quest to be reunited with the woman that he loved, and nothing could stop him. Not evil spirits haunting him from another realm, not the sins of his past lives, not going broke, not even death. He had an ally in his quest, he said, a fortune teller who fought the evil spirits day and night from her storefront in Times Square. According to the accusations that led the police to the arrest of this woman at her home last month. The police and the man said that the fortune teller, Priscilla Kelly Delmaro, age 26, had bled him dry over 20 months. But even New Yorkers who had been shaking their heads in disbelief at fortune-telling scams in the past could not believe that someone could fall for this bullshit again in 2015. Well, they may be surprised by the outlandish creativity described in the case, the eye-popping payouts that the man made, an almost unfathomable amount of money that he handed over. Long past the point at which many people would have become suspicious to this woman, the endless need for special crystals, the time machine, the 80-mile bridge made of gold, the reincarnation portal. He kept paying and paying until he was living in his own grim version of the movie Ghost. The man who...
Which is pretty grim anyways.
Yeah, you in trouble, bitch. You in trouble.
Molly, you in
Molly,
danger,
you in
girl.
danger, girl. The man who lives in East Williams...
I'll tell her.
The man who lives in East Williamsburg, but is not named in the court documents, I guess, out of fear of being completely embarrassed, told his story in a written statement prepared by Bob Nygaard, a private investigator, and presented to the detectives at the Midtown South Precinct last month. In the summer of 2013, the man... he was rather melancholy, and he had a good job in marketing with an office in New York City, some support staff, and a growing list of connections, but he had met a woman in Arizona named Michelle. He was in love. She was not, or at least not with him. The girl didn't want to be with me, and the girl had categorically made it clear, he wrote in a statement. In August of 2013, he walked across the Williamsburg Bridge and wound up in the front of address 253 West 43rd Street. The neon sign in the window read, "Psychic."
What?
Ms. Delgarmo greeted him and assured him that he and Michelle were what, in fact, she called twin flames. But that negativity was keeping them apart. "Spirits, talk to me," she said, according to the man's statement. But there was a price. There was a price for her assistance. He paid her $2,500 at that point, and after a second visit, he paid $9,000 more. A month later, in September, Miss Delmaro told him that she needed diamonds to protect his energy from her negativity. He paid $40,000 for a ring from Tiffany's, and he gave it to Miss Delmaro, who promised that he would use it as an engagement ring someday to the woman that he loved. Michelle now lived in Los Angeles. "Go to her," she said. "You must go to her." He went. He texted Michelle. He texted her that, "I'm on a boat." She replied, "Well, let's meet tomorrow." He was ecstatic, he wrote, but then they met and talked and made plans for that night. But she then later backed out of their plans.
She was psychic and knew he was dull?
She felt that he was acting strangely, he wrote in his statement. Miss Delmaro told him that the trouble had come from a spirit, and it was stalking him. She needed another $28,000.
Was the spirit cantankerous?
It could have been cantankerous.
Drink!
I like that. I'm gonna wet my whistle on that one.
I feel like you've been talking for a long time without interruption, and that don't happen on this show.
Let me hold up a mirror and show you what you look like.
You bitches interrupt me all the time.
Oh, and you interrupt us. It's 3 against 1.
Oh, okay.
I do none of these things.
I know.
Miss Delmaro told him that the trouble had come from a spirit that was stalking him, and she needed $28,000. And then, guess what? $28,000 more.
What?
For a total of $56,000. How's my math?
Michelle
In
had,
charge of all math, ladies and gentlemen.
Michelle had grown cold, so suddenly he thought that the spirit explanation sounded right, so he paid what she had asked. A month later,
Like you do.
Miss Delmaro suggested they perform a fake funeral ritual to make the spirit think that the man was dead, but yet it's going to cost another 40 G's. When that didn't work, Miss Delmaro said that she needed a time machine to go back and cleanse his past. When the man balked, she said...
Do you use a fire hose for that, or how do you get there?
When the man balked about it, she said a suitable watch would do the job. She gave him a list of choices, and he said that he selected one of the cheaper ones on the list. It was a gold Rolodex that listed for $30,000. Now, in December, Miss Delmaro...
Could you describe the name of the watch one more time?
It was a rose gold Rolex.
No, this time it was a Rolex.
What did I say before?
The last time it was a Rolodex.
It was a $30,000
Rolex.
Is it because it's an antiquity that it's so expensive?
Good,
I was going to point it out, but
I
then...
love your Rolodex. How much?
Reeled
How
it
much?
back in.
It's a Rolodex of hate.
Does it have a flavor?
It was
I
a
have a feeling we
rose.
got cards in the Rolodex.
It was a rose gold Rolex. It's so easy to say. Trust me.
Rose, the 1980s called. They want their Rolodex back.
I've had more Rolodexes in my life than Rolexes, so just shut the fuck.
Word. I feel like the new drinking word should be Rolodex.
Rolodex. That's a cantankerous Rolodex.
Judges rule officially changed.
Well, after the
God, those judges are easy today. Somebody got them drunk.
After the rose gold Rolex, later in the year, in December to be specific, Miss Delmaro said that they had to lure the spirit over a bridge of gold into the other realm so that it would become trapped. And she said $80,000 would buy an 80-mile bridge.
That'll do.
Sold, he said, and he gave her $80,000. Now, Miss Delmaro...
No, I mean, isn't this just a fool and his money are soon parted?
Stand by, Joan. We're going further.
Then 80 miles? Wow.
Now, Miss
Reel in your
Delmaro...
Rolodex there, pal.
Miss Delmaro said that it should be noted she promised to return most of the money when her work was done by the year's end. At this point, the bill had reached $320,000 that she'd racked up against this guy. The spirit...
I need the total again.
$320,000.
Damn.
The spirit was crossing the bridge, albeit very slowly, she said.
I could have given him a really healthy hand job for that same amount of cash.
Miss Delmaro said that they needed a second bridge for Michelle's spirit to cross.
Oh, Lord.
However, it needed to be 10 miles longer
Oh, of course it does.
than the first one. Then after he gave her money for that, he made a devastating discovery. On February 17th of 2014, he went to Michelle's Facebook page.
He's an idiot?
He went to Michelle's Facebook page and pulled it up and found the most recent post. Condolences from Michelle's friends as Michelle had unexpectedly passed away.
Oh.
She'd been dead for 9 days, according to what it says in his statement. Miss Nygaard said that she'd possibly died of a drug overdose, but the man, shattered, told Miss Delmaro this, and she pivoted immediately. I told you she had evil spirits. She said they killed her. Delmaro then told me that she was going to reincarnate Michelle. The new Michelle wouldn't be exactly as the old one was, but her spirit would be placed into the body of a new 31-year-old woman.
Who'll be at your door in 20 minutes.
Yes.
1 year.
$320,000.
1 year and many payouts later.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
By then, Miss Delmaro said that she was working so many hours on behalf of him and other clients that she had no time to research his problems, and she was in fact behind in rent. So he sent money, $28,000 to be exact,
fucking Christ,
to guarantee his future. His
Rolodex.
Yes, that.
Good work.
Until this, he finally ran out of money.
Drink.
I'm broke, he told Miss Delmaro after selling his car and borrowing from his friends and relatives.
Fuck.
In addition to monies from another colleague. He met the new Michelle in Los Angeles, and she told him that he should go and find her. The woman he met in California that Miss Delmaro later said was the new Michelle. Well, the woman was 24, not 31, and Michelle didn't seem to be inside this woman at all.
Just 2 fingers, sir.
Just the tip.
Over the course of this
Slight
time,
pressure.
he had lost his apartment. He had had enough, and he had returned to New York, and he sought out Mr. Nygaard, and they went to the police in May. Bank statements were given to the detectives, and he was at this point out, get this, $713,000. Miss Del Maro and her companion, Bobby Evans, who was 27 at the time, was arrested on May 26th in a restaurant in Midtown Manhattan at a steakhouse. They were then charged with grand larceny.
Sizzler.
And they remain in jail.
I love the salad bar.
Their lawyer,
Good toast.
this is great. And an irony,
toast.
their lawyer denies all the allegations of the man.
We make our ranch dressing from scratch.
This is another
Jenny's
good
right,
line.
Nygaard was in front.
The man recalled his disappointment upon meeting the new Michelle. Quote, "This caused me to start thinking that Del Maro wasn't everything she was reporting to be."
This guy's
Do
a
you
fucking
think?
genius.
So
At the publishing of this story, it is not clear as to whether or not she has posted bail or has legal representation.
We
But-
gotta call Nygaard and
but-
get him on here.
But shouldn't she be able to have foreseen that?
Well, my thing is,
feel
first
like-
up, and Nat asked a good question. How did he get that much money? Because, well,
He was a
That's a
very
lot of fucking
successful publicist or something in New York. I read earlier in the story somewhere else, but he had a lot of money and he was single and he had all this money in the bank and he kept thinking that I just got it in the bank. It's not going anywhere. I can get it and I can get the love of my life.
someday my prince will come. That's not the
holy
tune to that
shit.
song,
But Nygaard was in Fargo, and that just sounds like the plot for Fargo
It does.
season 2.
It absolutely does.
No.
That
That's
was
all I
a
need is oh, Jesus.
hell of a story.
Christmas.
Lord, that was a fantastic story.
Hell of
I
a
love
story.
that.
And our
Hell of a day at
first
sea, sir.
$30,000
Hell of a day at sea,
rose
sir.
gold Rolodex.
Rolodex of hate.
If the people at Rolodex knew what they could have been making, they would have stayed in business.
for real.
We still have a Rolodex at work, and I don't know why. Like,
I am pretty sure that if I walk into a cabinet in my office right now, I can find a Rolodex.
but every day we go through that thing. I'm like, can someone put this on a fucking computer?
No.
But the worst part
Rolodex.
is, if they put it on a computer, they password protect it, and none of us know the password. So we have to go to the Rolodex that a 3-year-old, yeah.
Spin. I need to go actually look and see if I have a Rolodex in one of my cabinets. I think I do.
We'll spray
Okay,
paint
you've
it.
thrown nothing away in 40-some years. What makes us think there's not? Well, I'm not taking that bet.
Yeah.
That makes me as dumb as Nygaard.
Judges,
Dumb.
Dumb. Yeah.
Marty, the story, please. I'm going to go look right quick for a
Clayton
Rolodex.
McGee
Yeah,
has
sure.
something in his house from
Rolodex
20 years
go.
ago.
I've had this.
You.
Oh!
Well, there's that. Good night, Richard.
Fair.
Fair point.
well played,
So-
sir.
I make my own ranch dressing.
I have had this story for a little over a month, so if you've heard of this, fantastic. But if
We're
not,
listening. We're here.
it's about a Swedish group and their novel approach.
Oh, Elva! Elva! That was my
Da.
first guess. No? Okay.
Nope.
God damn it.
Swedish chef from The Muppet Show.
De hur, de hur,
There's
de
he,
bump,
he,
de
he,
hur, de
right.
hur, de hur,
Yep.
de pop, de corn, de pum. The approach to stop Russian submarines from entering Swedish waters. Had you heard about these?
Is it a bridge over Swedish waters?
No. It's under. It's a submarine. Submarine. Jesus.
Jesus, she's bitchy.
A Swedish peace
Girl
group
learns one prefix, and all of a sudden we all gotta fucking suffer.
is installing an unconventional underwater
Swedish
sign
waters, I will
in the
tie you
archipelago
down.
outside of Stockholm, hoping it will deter anti-LGBT Russia from
Can I-
entering waters.
Can I ask for a recap of the story? Because I'm
no,
lost.
No. The sign, dubbed the Singing Sailor, features a sailor waving a white flag saying, "Welcome to Sweden, gay since 1944," a reference to the year Sweden legalized homosexuality.
Oh.
The neon-lit
That's nice of
soldier
them.
in his underpants
In the
also emits the phrase, "This way if you're gay," in Morse code.
Do you pull a string or do you punch him in the crotch?
Nope, it's as it's coming at you. It flashes.
As it's coming at
the-
you. What did
as
I
the
walk into?
As another submarine is coming toward that submarine.
I make my own whiteout.
Apparently.
Oh my
Is that
God,
a whale?
I know. I had to find a way to fit that in. Whenever a sub comes near my nether regions, I say, I make my own
I'll make
whiteout.
my whiteout. While the sign could appear to be a promotional stunt ahead of the Stockholm Pride Parade on August 1st, its message is political. The Swedish Peace and Arbitration Society, which is
Spas.
behind the project, is a nonprofit group that aims to speed up military disarmament and forward the transference of resources from defense to development. I love that. Oh my God, that's fucking awesome. The sign's purpose, the group writes on its website, is to urge the Swedish government to think in new ways instead of falling back on territorial defense, conscription, and rearmament. I love that.
I don't know what this story is about, but it's got all kinds of sound effects and funny words, and ABBA's involved.
In times of unrest, love and peace across boundaries is more important than ever. We want to break up the violence. Our invitation is also also extended to Swedish subs and military personnel and all others that
All
want to join
seamen.
us.
I'll take
All
any seaman.
You mind make my own whiteout?
Yeah.
Any semen you've got.
Any semen you've got. I'll
She
take it,
says
honey.
this way.
Christ. Really?
I don't like sailors and seamen in general.
But I
might be a little
understand
drunk.
it together. Anyway,
I
thought
hear
it
your
was
semen salty.
What I love.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a sailor.
Yes.
The underwater.
Maybe we
defense-
shouldn't take a week off. Oh, yeah, because I don't know. Yeah.
In the Navy.
They want you. They want you. They
As a
want
new
you
recruit.
as a new recruit.
Yeah.
Finish your story.
Anyway, it's fantastic that they have a fucking dancing sailor underneath the water.
Dancing
that
seaman.
says-
He's seaman.
It's the
He's a-
singing
he's a
sailor.
seaman.
It's the singing
The
sailor.
singing seaman sailor.
Jesus, gay since 44, they say.
He's a member of the
And he
Swedish
admits-
Peace Arbitration
He
Society.
came out late.
Also
He's
known
only
as
been gay since he
SPAS.
was 44.
This way if you're gay in Morse code.
This way, if you're gay, that's what my ping says. Oh my God,
That's as Al's driving past.
gay since 44.
Wow.
Fucking made me laugh.
Oh, we have to review it, otherwise it doesn't count, right?
In the Navy.
Make fun all you want to. He has one of the best voices in pop music.
I don't care who you are. It makes me want to dance.
He's just.
In the Navy.
I think his voice is as good as the guy from Tavares or who sang
What the fuck? You're just saying words.
You are, yes.
Tavares, More Than a Woman. They were on the Saturday Night Live soundtrack. It's one of the biggest selling albums of all time. Tavares.
I don't know, I got
But
nothing.
anyways, who sang Disco Inferno?
The Tramps.
The Tramps.
Yeah.
I think his voice is as good as the guy from the Tramps. I think the guy from, and he's bitter about it too, but I think the lead singer for the Village People, one of the best singers in pop music.
Yeah.
No one gives him credit for how good his voice
Well,
is.
because he was wearing that fucking Indian costume.
Yeah, they give
No,
the best
that's
costume
Philippe.
too.
That's Philippe Rose.
No, Philippe Rose is the Indian.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said the Indian costume.
That's
No,
what I
his
thought
name
you
is
said.
Will. His name is
Philippe Rose is the Indian. Right. And it's
the
funny.
Native American people. God,
Gay is Christmas.
So
so y'all
insensitive.
Know that.
What's funny when I look, this is the actual.
Right, Native
I'll make my
Americans
own
then?
ranch.
I'm watching on the Facebook where
All
I'm
people
raping
are on the
where I'm
list.
raping this audio from is the official video from '78 of the song in the Navy.
Yes.
But I see Philippe Rose there, and it's weird to think that I know him. Like I've met him, I hung out with him for a while. I have his cell
My
phone number. Like
goodness.
really, that's weird that I know him.
Very
Very odd.
exciting.
I
Very
like
And
it.
if you would have told me that at 11 that I'd be
Exciting
sitting near
stuff.
someone who had Felipe Rose's, I'd be like,
Right.
oh, but damn, I'm gonna be famous soon.
What?
Shona.
But I will stand by this until the end of time. One of the best songs ever, pop, disco, whatever you want to call it, is Felipe Rose is San Francisco by the Village People, available as a maxi single as San Francisco / Hollywood.
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 It's not even
Slash.
parenthetically.
No, it's
a slash.
because it's two songs as one.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
And I still sometimes when
united,
I'm
and it feels so good.
it feels so good. Sometimes when I'm blue,
Well, Reed.
I listen to Hollywood, San Francisco, and midway through, I'm dancing around my spare room. I'm doing it.
Just the spare room, really.
Good work.
All right, the routine does include a hallway, but we don't like to advertise that. You know what I mean? That's supposed to be a surprise.
I kinda
Keep
feel
them
like I
guessing,
should-
right?
should I
Keep
just-
them coming
spoiler
back
alert.
for more.
Should I just keep up the...
You're killing me, Rose.
I feel like you
killing
should pour
me,
the
Rose.
wine into the iced tea jar.
What is
I
is
thought
that
about
wine?
It. Yeah. I thought, well, I was drinking out
Well,
of
that's
the side.
clearly
For those of you
wine.
who do not have a video feed
I just
at the
thought
moment,
that I should just...
Marty Ryer is drinking wine just straight out of the bottle after drinking an entire gallon of iced tea,
It's a
also
quart.
straight out of the bottle.
2 quarts.
Wah, wah.
Does 2 quarts equal a gallon?
It's a half gallon. A quart would be a
That's where it
quarter
gets
of a
me.
gallon.
I'm all calm until it goes, leather, baby. Leather, baby.
Get it.
You cannot dance. You cannot do it.
Is that one?
Philip Rose was so young.
It's a city known for its freedom. Freedom. Like the sun and soul night.
Oh my god.
Visions, you know you don't need. Here we go. Call back.
Get it.
No. San Francisco.
Oh, wait. I heard
Love it.
Macho Macho
Look, my
Man.
nipples are hurt.
Jeez.
I could not even.
That was not my goal.
This was earlier.
It was my dancing. No.
Shut up!
It was my dancing.
Shut up, morning fruit.
Morning. Yeah, you're a morning fruit. Settle down.
Sorry.
You are not available at 8:23 the PM.
So sorry.
Morning fruit.
Nero and Nant, we have your morning fruit here. You're only available as fruit to the people in the European Asian regions. No, I have to tell you, the album was called Village People. The whole first side was on Casablanca Records. The whole first side was San Francisco in Hollywood. My sister bought it because she loves that song Hollywood, not knowing what it was about.
Right.
And when I was a
Go
little
West,
kid, I would just put it on, and I didn't know anything they were saying. And then when I went to the Folsom Street Fair, because it's Folsom Street on the way to open disco, there's some pleasure, treasure. I just couldn't stop dancing. I was like 8, 9 years old, and that beat is unforgettable, and I don't know what the
infectious.
Fuck. But then they're singing about leather baby. Like you can tell he's jerking off to a leather video. It's fantastic. But it's
and
so
you were 8 years old.
But it's his voice. It's how good his voice is. That beat
Math
is so
doesn't
good.
work.
I didn't know.
Proof that he's born that way.
No, it was like 75, 76 when that song came out. Maybe 77. It's their first album.
Okay.
It's their first song. It was not a hit. It was not a hit.
Okay.
Unless you were somewhere and you heard the song Hollywood, but it was a one maxi single. And when when CDs came out, it was my mission to find that on CD. And finally, someone released it as a maxi single. They, the little disco resurgence happened. And if I'm ever down or having a bad day, I just put on San Francisco / Hollywood, and it just cheers me right up. And I seriously cannot. It's like I'll stop the car and dance on the corner. Like it's just such.
Oh, that would be exciting to see.
It's
And
such
then,
a great song.
as that happens, then it's Morse code.
Yeah.
Hey, sailor.
Hey, sailor.
He had a wide
Come on
stance.
over here, sailor.
The other one is Stomp by the Brothers Johnson. Like if you're ever down, just play Stomp by the Brothers Johnson.
I would probably know it.
You would know it if you heard it.
I heard about it.
If you can sit still and not dance through Stomp by the Brothers Johnson, you might be clinically dead. Like we may have to take your organs. One of the best songs from the 70s. Disco gets a bad rap, but there's some that's just uplifting.
Oh no, there's no reason for disco to have
There
a
is
bad
an uplifting. How are you not going to dance to this?
I remember this. Of course.
Oh my god, totally roller skated to it.
When you feel the beat. When you feel the beat.
When
Stomp.
How many beers you bringing in, girl?
Oh, enough to last.
Here we go, everybody.
And there used to be, we used to have an urban station, as they had to call it, back in the 90s. And I would tell people, like, this
For
song,
the black people?
and if I'm at the gym and I need to go like 5 or 10 more minutes, just stomp on repeat. This is that whole George Benson bass guitar.
I'm sure that I bought this on like the tapes that you could buy at 2:00 in the morning. You know, like the Ronco.
Oh my god, the
cassette
Time
things
Life.
with Time Life.
I fucking love
that's
Time
why-
Life.
Jesus,
Or
I would.
K-Tel.
There's no need to go to Time
No.
Life. Just come to my house because I bought all this shit separately. I'm the asshole that if sold separately, this record collection would cost you $1 billion. That's
And I'd
me.
be like,
You
oh
paid
my
the $1 billion.
Yeah.
I like how when you watch the video of what's going on right now, the soundtrack is a bunch of black people jamming, and it's just 4 white people in a room going, "Yeah, we
That's all
got
you
this."
I've long said ain't nothing funnier than white women rapping, so I'm thinking.
And you gotta do the white guy dance. You gotta do the overbite, and then just the shoulders.
All right.
I
That's the
prefer
white
the
guy dance.
underbite.
What's the shoulder? What do you do with the shoulders? What do you do with the shoulders? What do you
Oh
do?
my god. Seriously.
Near-
And you
You
can
should do a
tell.
music show. Oh, look at you.
Oh god.
I'm a really good shoulder dancer.
I
You
tell people-
actually just had the white man's overbite going
Yes, she
on.
did.
She totally did.
If you want to get me into bed, you just play a little stomp by the
then let's
Brothers
stop this
Johnson.
right now.
Wait, I'm making a list.
Stop this right now. Stop all
No.
music.
No.
I'm adding that to my list. Whisper about summer.
Yes, exactly.
Play black
No.
people music from the 70s.
I'm just saying. If you ever catch me in a bitchy mood and you know that like I'm having a bad day,
If I ever catch you in a bitchy mood,
just well, you know,
How about if we get you in a
That's
good
so
mood? There's a
rare.
less.
Can we still play that?
see, I'll turn right around. All right,
Maybe
Bear.
this should be our new theme song. We should Stomp
it.
should be our new
Yes.
theme song.
All right, Bear.
I'm into it.
Just put the phone next to your ear and we'll talk you
Bear,
to
what do you
sleep.
mean we're no fun? What the fuck is wrong with you?
What happened?
I think he wanted
He's
dirty
joking
talking.
because he wants us to go to bed.
Why-
with
why
him.
is Bear
All of
mad
us.
at
I don't
me?
think Cat and
Why is
I.
Bear
you know.
mad at me?
What did I do?
I'm just sitting here classy, sipping out of the bottle.
Classy. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
grab my bottle.
Please.
have
Oh,
another
I'm
story,
so
right?
sorry. I forgot you.
I have
forgot yours.
I have
Sorry.
Marnie, where are you? Do you have something? Do I have something?
Yeah.
Go.
I just got a little afeared.
Why did she?
Scholar.
He's screaming. I don't know why.
I got afeared.
Because he's drinking on an empty stomach. Do you have a story?
I do.
Please tell
Is
us.
it my turn?
Marnie, tell us a story.
Oh, I will. Now sit down, kids.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it a scary one?
Well, kind of.
Okay.
If you masturbate, your hands can become pregnant in the afterlife.
Shut the fuck up. That's so weird.
It's possible.
Pregnant hands.
It's possible.
Oh my god. Where would the baby come out?
Just when you thought you had heard it all. Shooting from your fingertips are children. Children, I say.
Pew, 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 pew.
They're running amok. Amok, amok, amok.
Oh my
I
god.
smell children.
I'm so excited about this story. I don't know what it's about. But
I know.
Pew, pew, pew,
I have
pew.
to tell you, I'm going to butcher some of the names and words in this, but that's okay. Just when you thought you had heard it all, there is. I mean, first of all, hearing these two words together was too much for me. A Muslim televangelist.
Yes.
I mean, for real.
Because other religions evangelize, not
Yes.
just.
No, you're right, but it
Right.
was weird. I've not seen that, so I was like,
because I
well,
believe to evangelize is really just to say all your religious crap and try and convince other people to give you money. I'm pretty sure that's the
Totes.
dictionary definition of evangelism.
Totes evangelist. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Totes
Totes of
Oh,
Totes
Van.
Van.
shizzle my nizzle.
Totes Muzz Avan.
Sorry about your
I'd
nizzle.
like to leave your nizzle alone.
I wasn't
I
inviting
declined
you
the
to my
nizzle.
nizzle. I was just referring to it as a frame of reference.
Without being
I
rude,
like how
we're
you
all
use
going to
basil in
decline
your
the
nizzle.
nizzle. Decline in the nizzle.
All right. Well, that's rude. I'll decline it. Somebody should touch her nizzle.
Well, Clayton.
Rude.
Bear.
I'm just over
Bear,
here.
you're in bed with her. You got to do it.
That's right.
Hands up, don't shoot. I'm over here. Hands up,
A
Bear,
don't
don't
Muslim
worry.
televangelist
Yep.
is now claiming that a man would meet his masturbating hand
With his
pregnant
nizzle?
in the afterlife
Yes.
and asking for its rights. This is where I'm going to
Wait. So who says this?
This
I
is
just started listening.
The
Go ahead.
Muslim televangelist. His name is
Muslim evangelist named Habib.
Han.
Sure, Han. Solo.
Han Solo shot first.
Who,
By the way, hello,
incidentally,
masturbation
might
Han
be Hope Solo's illegitimate, like, great-great-grandfather.
Illegitimate Han
Hashtag
Solo.
Lady Ball.
Lady Ball.
Sweaty
Hashtag
balls.
Lady Ball.
Han Solo shot first.
Anyway, he caused a stir on Turkish social media this weekend when the televangelist answered viewers' questions on
Pause.
private television. A viewer wrote in telling Han Solo he kept masturbating, although he was married, and even during the Umrah, which I probably just fucked up really bad, that word. But anyway, it's a
UMRAH.
pilgrimage. Yes. A pilgrimage to Mecca that's performed by Muslims.
Smell her.
Decline. The man then repeated the question a few more times before Han responded by claiming Islam strictly prohibits masturbation as a haram, forbidden act.
Oh, thank you.
Moreover,
Wait a minute. Country of origin.
moreover, one
Kentucky.
May I
one-
have a definition?
one hadith.
Hadith.
Hadith? Yep.
Sure.
I like that you take
What
her
kind?
correction.
Why wouldn't I? What the fuck
She
do
didn't
I
even
know?
seize the word.
Let Kent Carlson,
Yeah.
Dr. Ben Carlson,
They state those who have
guide
sexual
you to the
intercourse-
afterlife.
Yep.
Those who have sexual intercourse with their hands
Right.
will find their hands pregnant in the afterlife, complaining against them to God.
I've always thought this one
over
was
its
fatter.
rights.
Yeah, I thought, a sundress on this hand. Although I think I go lefty.
Do you?
I'm not sure.
I stutter if I change
Due
it.
to a lack of witnesses, we can say whatever we want here.
It depends. It depends. If you're watching the porn on the phone, then it needs to be in the right hand so you can fast forward. What?
The Quran has no clear
got nothing.
reference to masturbation, and the authenticity of many hadiths is questionable.
Sounds like a
Despite
lisp.
Han's assertive religious stance, only a limited number of Islamic interpretations categorize
Those words were
masturbation
English.
as haram. Give me a second.
I'm going to drink some of my water.
Okay, it's always good when we miss each other for a week. Or when you clearly fall off the wagon.
Welcome back.
Ah, thanks.
Bought the wagon,
Yep.
fell off it.
Watched it right away.
It's my fucking wagon. I'll do what I
Sounds
want.
amazing. You leave my fucking wagon out of those.
Wells Fargo put 2 lesbians in an ad and I had to jump off. I'm like, fuck you.
Oh,
Wait,
the
what-
Wells Fargo
Oh.
wagon is.
Did you hear that?
Yes, I did. Yeah, fucking
I'm sure that's
idiot.
in another segment.
Yeah.
Wells
It
Fargo.
is. It
I'm
should be.
Googling.
Oh, I have that one here if you want it, but it's a lot.
Well, that's the SOS band.
Whatever it was, I liked it.
We've changed songs.
Anyway. Many of the mainstream Islamic interpretations, see, I got it right that time, even allow it in certain conditions. This masturbation, Like if the act could be used to avoid the temptation of an extramarital affair.
Or if it stops rape. How about that one?
Yeah, sure.
Judges?
Allowed.
Thanks.
Twitter had a field day
That was a sweater.
with Hans' comments.
It was a tit sweater.
No, it's Twitter. I said Twitter. Once you
surprise or COD. It could be curtains or dishes or a double boiler. Or it could be. Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could
Best
be.
show ever.
Something very, very special now. Just
for me.
All right. I think we got to ADD circus. All right.
Not my circus, not my
Now,
monkeys.
Twitter would like to know answers to the questions of: are there any hand gynecologists in the afterlife? Is abortion allowed there? And another asks: so you think that being pregnant is a God-given punishment?
If I stick myself in the middle with a pencil?
Well, if your hand
is
I
that
have
the
a short
equivalent to a
birthing
coat hanger?
line.
Yeah.
if your hand is pregnant, it could look like this.
Well, that's not. No.
you
That's
don't know.
just a disgusting infection.
No, you don't know.
Is that Rosie O'Donnell's
that
hand?
needs medical attention, but not from a gynecologist.
That needs antibiotics.
That's
Maybe
pregnant
amputation.
hand.
Exactly. I'm sorry, that's
I don't know
unattractive.
that
We're
we've
going to have to
gone
cut
that
that off.
far, but
That's unattractive.
We're just going to have to amputate that fucker.
You just need
Sad.
to be careful. Hands will become pregnant in the afterlife.
Oh,
will,
okay.
will they carry to term?
I don't know. Comic.
Is there an abortion?
How's
to be
there a
had?
C-section on this?
Right.
That's stigmata.
That's carpal tunnel.
Is it possible
Oh.
that I could get a surrogate?
You had to raise this fucking kid?
No, to
have it.
bear
To
the
have
child.
it, yes.
Oh, I
I
would.
don't want to
I would like someone else's hand to be pregnant.
Hey, I don't
See?
want to
Open-
be heavy-handed.
Surrogacy is the way to go.
I don't want to be heavy-handed in this discussion.
Is that a fat
You know
joke? Are
what? You've
calling
laid
me
out the
fat?
pun, so I gotta appreciate when they come in right.
That was a fat joke.
Your hand is retaining water.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why the fuck
If
are
it
we
doesn't
talking
fit,
about
you must
Klingons?
acquit.
Oh,
There's
because
that.
there's
What
a
the fuck had just happened?
I
we
have
were
no
talking
idea.
about Solo shot
Han Solo?
first. He shot first.
Sure.
They saw the original script.
Oh my
Hadith.
god, not that
Hadith. Am I doing that right?
Hadith or Hadith. Oh, okay. Well, write down something there.
So,
again. Way to go, Marn.
Hey,
Marn-
I think I did it right, and you did it wrong.
Now, Marnie, I have to give you credit,
Thanks.
For one
Why?
good pun.
I'm not sure.
but for also providing stories that we don't pay attention to, but we got a lot of mileage out of.
That's typically why I did that.
I have to admit, I'm not really sure where this story started.
No, that's the whole point.
But I also haven't had liquor in so long that it's delightful.
I'm drinking on an empty stomach.
oh boy.
No.
All right, I was
empty
never.
hand.
I know.
Empty-
No,
oh,
full hand.
Devil's Workshop.
Empty stomach.
I'll bring up the other story in a minute. But
Yeah,
let's
because
wrap.
it went in your bed, not in your mouth.
Let's wrap up this
Oh, God.
with one other
What
story. Then we'll
One
move on
time.
to Alfie and his entertainment because we have a lot to cover yet in the next hour and a half.
Tony.
Not
Tony,
really.
Tony.
You know, the gays, all of the gays, they're becoming more powerful. That's the warning that self-proclaimed Bishop Brian Tamaki shared during his annual Born in the Fire conference. Born in the Conference for Destiny, the fundamentalist Christian church that he founded. Tamaki shared his revelation during the conference held in New Zealand to a crowd of over 1,000 attendees who each paid $65. You need to talk to a fortune teller in New York. They paid $65 a pop to hear him preach that gay people were on a mission
From
to
God.
turn each and every single one of their children bisexual,
Bisexual.
as reported by the New Zealand
Because
Herald.
that's better.
A
Can I
whole-
vote to kick them out of the union?
Who?
Bisexuals.
The bisexuals.
Bees.
I don't get
You
that.
know, I'm on the fence. I don't really.
Yeah. Now that's
About that
that's a
decision?
pun.
That was
there
good.
you go, Marnie. Learn from that.
A whole-
off, Al.
we couldn't make.
I
You know
wear
what?
your shirt. I love you.
Yeah.
We
I love
couldn't
you
make
too.
bisexual jokes when Katie was here because she works for.
Legitimately.
Yeah, I got that.
Right.
We really could. Al used to say it. Marnie,
I know.
we're about 50% on that.
You know, I'm divided.
I could get about a halfway there.
Yeah. A whole generation of children will
Okay.
be bisexual because of the perversion of homosexuality that is leading the charge, he told his audience. Tamaki says that the biggest problem in the world at the moment is gay power.
That's black power.
Gay power is a
Gay
spirit
power
that's...
is more of a limp wrist.
Well, I'm just saying.
Black power, gay power.
Hey!
It's more of a wrist up, bling out.
Oh.
Love your ring.
Right.
Hope you win.
Gay power.
I don't think it's real.
He was quoted as saying that gay spirit, that power is so powerful it's changing political institutions, and half of them don't even want it, but they're forced into it. $20 is $20, my friend. He points to the recent same-sex marriage vote in Ireland as proof that the gays are in fact taking over. Churches are powerless. You go there now and you talk about that, and then you just be driven out of town, he says. Not by the gays, because they're so well organized. But most of the
And because
neutral...
they're on the light rail.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't even figure out how to work the blinkers in my car. And this guy thinks I can organize something?
He
They're
says,
not related, are they?
He says most of the neutral population agree with the gays. Gay is the new thing. It's taking over the world. It's a fire that's allowed to burn because the church ran out of fire, he says. After a while, the whole globe is going to be on fire.
But that Pope's purse is on fire. I mean, it's smoking.
Hi, Fire Island. Have you not figured this out? Fire... He whispered into He whispered into his anti-gay sermon.
Cantankerous.
Carry the one. Oh,
Fire it up, he says, as he preached to his minions
Now
about
I
the
wonder
fact
if
that
the
the
Pope is in
gays...
his Rolodex.
Who's his?
Yeah, I wonder
Oh,
if
probably.
the
If the
Pope's in
Pope
there.
won't talk to him.
I'm a drink.
Oh, Rolodex.
I'm a drink.
Cantankerous. What was the
And-
other word?
Rolodex.
Rolodex. Because, what was it? Rose gold?
I don't like you anymore.
I like that. I like that none of us have questioned the phrase rose gold.
Rose Island.
gold.
Huh?
Rose gold Rolex.
No, that's a thing.
But what
Have you
is
not
rose
seen
gold?
Have you? It's the pinky looking gold.
It's
Hang
a
on.
pinky gold.
Exactly what I just
Like
said.
Not
pinky gold?
Not a pinky ring.
Okay.
No, look.
I'm
it's-
dealing with the gays, so I'm thinking the pinky's involved.
Could you please show us a proof, a picture? It's a
rose gold. It's that pinky looking gold.
I'll allow
It's
it.
blush
No.
and bashful.
It is. Oh,
In
there's.
jewelry.
Two very distinct colors.
Did your
My
dress have to go over your hair?
Are
Dude,
pink. Her
Colors are pink and pink.
and pink.
Yeah, so that pinky looking gold.
Oh,
That's rose gold. No, that's
it's
a real
a beautiful watch.
a
I
real
understand.
I don't think I agree
I don't
with
wear a lot of
rose
gold.
At the end of an
thing.
80-mile
As in
bridge.
none. I feel
You
like
know what I don't like though? And
There's
let's just-
so many
Let's
things.
just offend more people.
lesbians.
I don't like silver.
Really?
I don't get it. When gold is available, why you stopping at silver?
I went
Color scheme?
straight to cobalt. Not the bar, but like that's what metal my ring is.
Now platinum.
Oh, I do love a good platinum.
That's lovely. Because
It
a
is.
platinum record means more than gold.
But I
just
have
don't-
a stainless steel budget. So.
Oh, and you know what? I'll never get. You know what? Is we're just
I
gonna.
appreciate that.
I like
We
the
are just
silver.
gonna tangential our way or everything.
Oh,
And English
Can't
what was
take
that?
it.
Use your words. Use
There
your
are
words.
no good uses for turquoise.
turquoise.
Can I just say that? The lesbians may disagree, but and the bisexuals probably hate me already. But
I'm thinking well for many reasons, but not that.
Right.
I'm
right,
thinking
yes.
about that.
Yep. I'm
turquoise
with you.
jewelry,
What about turquoise?
unless we're trying to make it rain, I got nothing.
I feel like
No.
my grandmother would be completely unadorned if not for turquoise, though. So I feel like
I'd go with unadorned.
I think that there
Yeah.
are a
But, I
specific
mean, it's my
number of
grandmother,
people.
so-
Yeah.
I taught my two nieces from the day they were born 2 things:
Hmm.
no perms, no turquoise.
it's legit.
If
How's
a
that working
boy
out?
buys you turquoise, you walk away from that boy. Run if there's space.
What if it's not so much a turquoise but a cerulean?
Or an aquamarine.
Well, if you're gonna
Aquamarine.
confuse me with different words
Sea
for
foam.
blue.
Seafoam.
green.
No,
No,
seafoam.
no, wait.
That's not a gem tone. Let's stick
Wait.
to gem tones, people.
All right.
Is an ant calling us fucktards?
It was the
What's
Gym
this guy?
Tones. Wasn't that a Saturday morning cartoon?
The gem.
No, it's
The
it's somebody in the
Gemtones.
gems.
Right.
Or it's Gem and the somebody. And
Katrina and
there's a
the
movie coming
Waves.
out. There's a movie
There's a
about
lot
it.
of
The
When I
Gems.
get,
Wait.
when and if I get married,
At your age.
let's go with when. Let's go with if.
I like your optimism, sir. Gem and the hologram.
Let's
Spin
go
the-
with the past tense.
Spin the Rolodex and
Had
find
I
out what you
gotten married? How about that? How does that sound? That sound like the
Say it again.
Had I
No.
gotten married?
Oh, it's nice.
We're
Had
gonna
I
hang
ever
up on.
been married?
So we're going past tense at this point.
I think we have to.
All right.
Because
No.
seriously, there's a better chance of me being killed by terrorists.
We're gonna eliminate him. He's got
Time
the
is
whole
not so much on your
chortle.
side, is what
No.
you're saying.
Ta-
Gem and the holograms. is what you're
Holograms.
saying.
Yeah.
But I would have
And
made
there's a
everyone
movie
wear
coming
autumn.
out.
I would have
Yes.
made everyone wear autumn colors. It would
I
have
love-
all been done in like warm gem tones.
But not everyone's in autumn. Like, what do you do with the fucking...
Then you shouldn't be at my wedding.
What do you do with the spring
Autumn
fuckers?
sunrise. Do you like it?
Exactly.
Ghost.
Yes.
I didn't mean to turn my back to you.
It's fine.
You in danger, girl.
You're in danger.
I believe. Were you in the middle of a story? How did we get here?
Where am I? What's my name?
Cantankerous.
Tank, exactly.
Rolodex.
We're not so much saying it as we are being it.
Yeah, exactly. I appreciate that.
No, you had a somber note to finish your stories on. Was that it?
Sad.
I postponed it until later in the show.
do it.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
Go ahead.
Bring it down. Bring her down.
We're on a roller coaster of love, so we're gonna go down.
It's
and
Pride
then
Month.
up, and then-
Or do we want the drunk Zamboni?
Thank you. It's not often I'm as drunk
Tiny
as Al.
bubbles,
Look,
Drew.
this is fun.
What was the
Can I tell you
character?
how much fun a wake and bake is? Seriously, get up in the morning or whatever time of day that is for you, however
Right.
you self-identify, and just start drinking.
Get loaded.
Just slam a double espresso and then go right to wine and pineapple.
Yes.
I feel like it's Flashback Tuesday.
I know. Oh, wait.
It's Take It Home Tuesday. That's what we're gonna call
Oh,
it.
like it.
I like
We're
alliteration.
doing bust exercises.
Get it. Roller coaster. Wait for it.
1975, the Ohio Players. With
Of love.
of love.
We need something polyester to stroke during this.
I have it in my closet.
I know, because you don't throw anything away.
I don't have a Rolodex, oddly though.
It's polyester. Wherever
Ordinarily, I require dinner first, but today, judges. Maybe.
allow it. I will stroke your polyester without dinner.
All right, let me read this little story just because it was brought up
the
to me by
character in Saturday
local
Night Live?
listener, Kenny. I lost it.
Oh, yeah, I
Hang on a
can't
minute.
think of her name. She's a singer. One of the sisters with the bubbles.
Yeah.
On the Lawrence Welk Show.
Oh.
Tiny
I make my own
time.
ranch
Kids,
dressing.
It's sad story time.
Oh, sorry.
The
Did you turn up
upstairs.
the disco?
It was called the Upstairs Lounge in New Orleans,
Oh,
Louisiana.
yeah.
June 24th, 1973. It was a gay bar on the second floor of a 3-story building located at 141. I think it's either Chartres Street or Charles Street. I think it's a typo. In the French Quarter of New Orleans. 32 people died as a result of the fire from either fire or smoke inhalation. The official cause was listed as, quote, undetermined origin.
Yeah, it's called fire.
Yeah, the most likely suspect actually was oddly a gay man who'd been thrown out of the bar earlier in the day. He actually was never charged. It was the deadliest arson attack in New Orleans and the deadliest attack on LGBT people in United States history, according to what this article says.
And remains that way.
Remains that way. So as we all are around America, and I don't know if it transcends into other countries as well, Pride and July are
June.
June and July are primarily Pride months. Ours is much earlier in Phoenix because it's so fucking hot usually.
Because it turned into a circuit party.
Yeah,
No.
too much. So ours is in April, but like for example, LA's is this upcoming weekend, and then in July is San Diego.
Yeah, we'll
Other
be going to
places,
San Francisco.
Cisco's
We're going
coming
to
up.
Now, may I offer my greatest hope, my wish, my dream? The children are not our future. That the ruling is this month. I don't realize if we've realized
It's supposed to be.
if
Yeah.
we've realized how
Yes.
fast
Yes.
this has come upon us because we had our back turned to them.
Because we were not
But the
paying any
Supreme Court
attention.
ruling could actually fall because they have traditionally fallen
Yes.
very close to that weekend. It might fall on Stonewall weekend. June being Pride, 4th, 5th,
28th.
yeah.
I was thinking, but it might have been a
It's
little
I think it's
sooner.
24th.
Yeah.
25th. It's in that region.
Don't they
But-
usually announce on Tuesdays though? Like
no.
there's a day of the week that they announce.
That's the day they release music.
I don't.
That's the
I
day
don't.
that's the day
Hashtag
we
new
come
music
here
I
and
Tuesday.
don't
talk
believe.
about
I don't
it.
think they have a specific day of the week, and if it is, I think it's Friday that they try to.
Oh, that's right.
They try
Get
to
it in and
introduce
then
it
go for the
before
weekend.
the so that because they don't answer questions.
Right.
So they do it at the end of a news cycle. But so it could be any Friday coming up. I believe. Don't quote me, but it's definitely June that's going to come out, and it's looking like it's going to fall on Pride weekend. So it's either going to really make some Pride weekend suck shit.
Or
But now this is another thing.
Sure.
And if we could just backtrack just one moment more. Every time somebody on Facebook or somebody that I know gets uppity about, well, if they weren't misbehaving and why do people burn down buildings and why do they start riots and why are they doing all these things?
Why aren't we starting more riots?
We celebrate a riot. We don't celebrate a peaceful demonstration. We celebrate turning over cop cars, throwing stones at cops, shouting at cops, and firing whatever we had at cops.
Right.
because of police misabuse or abuse or whatever you want to call it
From Stonewall.
in New York City at that time. So whenever you get up on your high horse about people rioting or I don't understand what they're doing, we did it in for Harvey Milk in the 70s. We did it in the Castro, and we burned things down. The Castro, we burned our own community down because it was time to let the world know we were pissed off, and we did it at Stonewall. So do not, if you're a gay person, start making some judgment about Missouri or anywhere else where people are demonstrating and people are burning things down. You need the news on your side, and you need the cameras there, and sometimes a riot. And Martin Luther King said it.
Down. Absolutely.
Have your
Riots
riot,
are the
riot and do what you want, and you can be as pissed at me as you want to be. But I love that we can all kind of have our own dialogue about this. I guess my issue is when people are going in and hurting the people of that community. I have no fucking
But
time.
we did it. What we celebrated.
I'm telling you, I'm just telling that.
Right.
That
But
to
when
me
you go
is
to
where,
a pride, when you go to a pride
Right.
festival, you're celebrating a riot. You are celebrating
and I
the
get that.
anniversary
And
of a
I'm
riot.
Bud Light
not
that you're
implying.
drinking.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not trying to say that a riot can't get.
But when you
the-
have
the
no
necessary-
other way
but-
to get your voice
no,
heard.
But when you're seeing people run in and out of a place that couldn't give a flying fuck about
Right.
something, and all they're doing is stealing.
But if you think that didn't happen during the riots,
no, but I'm telling you, I don't think it should have. That's all I'm saying.
Right, and I agree too. Everyone should be on their
Be
best
a part of it.
behavior.
No, but be a part of it. If you're rioting and you're burning things and you're flipping cop cars, know why you're doing it, know what you're doing it for, and that there's a reason.
but-
not running in and like stealing electronic equipment and stealing it. I just don't.
Good night,
I
Bear.
don't have time for that.
No, I
Personally.
agree. But
Personally.
before you, but and
I'm
you
not
don't.
passing judgment. I'm just
Right,
saying that's
and
my
that's
thought.
the difference.
Yeah.
Understanding and being judgy. And whenever I see a queer on the Facebooks
Sure.
doing their whole thing about, oh my God, they deserve what they get. They burned down their CVS. We did it too, and not only that, but we have a circuit party every year to celebrate a riot. But this story needs to be heard, and so I'm sorry we've interrupted you because this is one of the most important things in gay history. So please continue,
upstairs lounge.
sir or ma'am.
The short, little bit about the story is on Sunday, June 24th, back in 1973, the final day of Pride Weekend in New Orleans, members of the Metropolitan Community Church, a pro-LGBT denomination, held services inside the club. The club, again, called Upstairs Lounge, located on the second floor of a 3-story building at the corner of Chartres.
It's Chartres.
Is it Chartres? Is that right?
Yeah, the streets in New Orleans
Chartres and Iberville.
French origin. It's going to be Chartres.
The MCC was the United States' first gay church founded in LA back in '68. After the service, the club hosted free beer and a dinner for 125 of the patrons. At the time of the evening fire, some 60 people were listening to a pianist named David Gary perform and discussing upcoming MCC fundraiser events for a local crippled children's hospital event. According to what the story is, at 7:56 p.m. a buzzer from downstairs sounded, and a bartender who was also an Air Force veteran, asked the doorman to answer the door. Anticipating a taxi for some money, Boggs opened the door, and on the front staircase, it was already engulfed in flames and a strong smell of lighter fluid. They rushed all of the patrons up to the third floor. Immediately led some 30 patrons out of the back exit to the roof, where a group could access the neighboring building's roof and climb down to a ground floor, but some 30 were accidentally locked inside the second floor of the club, some attempting to escape by squeezing through barred windows. One man managed to squeeze through the 14-inch gap, only to fall to his death while actually burning to death. It's sad. Reverend Bill Larson of the MCC clung to the bars of one window until he had actually died, and his charred remains were found visible, or his charred remains were visible to onlookers for hours afterwards. During the entire the firefighters stationed 2 blocks away found themselves blocked by cars and pedestrian traffic. One fire truck en route to it tried to maneuver on a sidewalk but crashed into a taxi. This entire fire only lasted 16 minutes, and 28 people died at the scene. One died en route to the hospital. Another 18 suffered injuries. 3 of them additionally had passed away. So it just was another horrible event. And nobody was actually charged with it or as to what had happened, but apparently it was an arson, a planned fire on a gay establishment. So again, agreeing with what Al said, when you're celebrating Pride Weekend, yes, it's wonderful, all of the freedoms and the liberties that we have achieved over the 40 plus years. But I agree, you're celebrating Pride Weekend on the lives and the backs of so many people that came before us who struggled and fought and said, we're done. This is enough. And we started, it was a riot. I agree and I understand that. But to my knowledge, I don't recall ever hearing of looting and destruction of the entire city. It was just the people that were oppressing them.
Not in this
I
case,
agree.
because this was not documented very well, and this was not something that got a lot of attention in the press that day or from national news. It was barely covered. If you look at the we'll call it the coda in honor of the Tonys, if you look at what happened afterwards, this story was barely covered, and it's barely a part of the gay history because people don't know about it. So people didn't know to be offended and go and protest. Now in these days of 24-hour news coverage and cameras everywhere, you know to show up and say, this is not right. But this story barely made the New Orleans news. So people locally didn't realize what had happened, and if people frequented a different bar, they may have known, but there wasn't a way to get it across. There wasn't a way to tell your brethren, if that's the word, your Rolodexes in other cities about what was going on. So this story remained mostly untold.
Just a local story.
There's a documentary from a few years ago about a small bar. It's called Small Town Gay Bar. That brings it up briefly, and that's the only reason I'd ever heard of it, was from a documentary called Small Town Gay Bar. And now there's a documentary coming out in the next few weeks or just past about this incident. And that's why the coverage is coming out, because people want people to see the documentary. They want it seen. So this story is making the social media, not because everyone has suddenly remembered, but because there's a movie coming out on this topic to tell you about it. But I just want to say I understand what everyone is, the point you're all making about looting and about all that stuff. We are given a very clean version of what happened in the Castro that night. It's a documentary, and actually it's not a documentary made by a gay guy, honestly. It's supposed to be about the teachers. It was supposed to be about firing gay teachers, is the point of that documentary.
Right.
The documentarian one of the two documentarians met Harvey Milk and thought, this is the more interesting story. And in the course of the documentary, Harvey Milk was shot. So this documentary was really filmed in real time. This was not a past tense documentary. But we don't know how it was edited. We don't know how we're portrayed, because we were given what we were told to see.
Right.
We would have to talk to somebody in 1978, 79, living in San Francisco with the verdict to find out, besides what they showed us in the documentary, what really happened. Those days of like 24-hour coverage and news people coming to a story about gay people, it didn't exist. We don't know what happened. We know that police cars were burned. We know that things were burned down. And if you've ever done the walk, if you've been to San Francisco, it's a tiny, tiny town. The distance from the city hall to the Castro is not that far. It's not a far walk.
It's a couple of blocks.
So I really, really do get what everybody's saying. I'm just saying, before you get judgy about other people doing stuff, just think of our history and what we've done, because we can't have progress for others and we can't have progress for us until we all realize we're fighting the same battle. Like the cops showing up and harassing people used to be different things. Now it's different things. So you just have to realize that it's a common struggle. Embrace it. Do what you got to do. I agree. Looting doesn't do anything, but you got to kind of do it.
And
it's not good. No one's pro looting. It's like my argument for abortion.
What I just said is right. I don't know.
There's so much going on. I can't keep up with it.
It's the people that are rioting to get heard, because an aunt made the comment that you may have to riot in order to be heard. Fine, and get angry and do whatever. I'm not talking about the people in Baltimore that got mad. I'm not talking about the people with Stonewall or that are rioting otherwise in the Castro.
Right, but there's always collateral damage.
The people riding on the coattails that are just there so that they can destroy something, loot something.
But you can't control that.
You can't. That's all I'm getting at.
But the other thing
then
is,
it becomes just destruction, and I don't see how you can be heard just through destruction.
But you got
because somebody's paying attention to it.
And that's other people. Though.
But it gets the news cameras in the area when you do that. That's the whole thing. Is you get, and I say it all the time. As we're going through this 25 years later, if you go back and you watch, oh my God, what the hell is the name of that movie? Oh my sweet Jesus!
I don't know.
John Singleton directed Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood.
Sure.
Okay.
And we have talked about this more than one occasion when they sit on the curb and someone says, "Why aren't the news cameras here?" Like
Right.
there are helicopters. We're in a war zone. And I'm paraphrasing completely because I can't remember the actual lines. But this guy is saying, like, why isn't this the lead story on the news?
Why isn't anybody
the
paying
battle that
attention?
we're
Right.
fighting right here? And that's why, because all you're doing is peaceful protest. Until you burn something down and make it newsworthy, no one's going to show up in South Central and realize there's a problem between you and your police officers.
Right.
There's a problem between your community and the people that are governing you. And it's very profound, and it's a very short message, and they do it very discreetly. But the young kid says to his father, why does no one know what's happening here? And if you've not seen Boys in the Hood, Anant, or anybody from out of our country, please, please, please watch this movie. It's so profound. And when you watch people that are doing the right thing, to quote Spike Lee, you're doing the right thing, you're doing all these things, but why doesn't the news not pay attention? Because you have to make it newsworthy. You know what I mean? If you don't kidnap a white girl...
Because the news doesn't actually care about you. They care about who's watching it.
Right.
So you have to be something worth watching.
You got to be
get on the
cantankerous. So that's what I'm saying. So... Right, and if you watched The Times of Harvey Milk, one of the most powerful things is the gay guy who's now a city councilman in San Francisco. He's risen he was a teacher, and there's someone screaming at him from the sidelines, where is your anger? Show your anger. Like, if you're not angry, no one will pay attention. So if you've seen that documentary, that part where...
I remember that.
That's one of the most powerful parts of that documentary.
All right, kids, wrapping up hour 2. One more to go. Coming up, entertainment from Al. We got whatever the hell Kat's going to talk about.
Who fucking knows?
We have a listener letter asking Al Perkins a question, and then we'll do
I'm more excited about
thoughtful
that.
Please send your
vulgarity.
letters to Dear Al.
Dear
I'll
Al.
answer them. I want this to be a segment because I like it already.
You can email anything you want to info
Can it
at
be
Q
Dear
Talk.
Alfie?
Info at Q Talk America.
Dear Alfie will get you a more profound
We'll
answer.
get you there. We'll be back in just a second with hour 3. Stay where you are, please.
You've been listening to the show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Good evening again, everyone, from not only here in America, but from around the world. Listening and joining us, and the chat room is very busy. Thank you all for being in there.
So many things.
So many things. Of course, Anant is there, Aaron from LA, Jenny. I'm going to call just Jenny from the block. I've decided.
From the block, right.
Everybody else, Richard. So many people out there. Thank you all for listening and making us the #1 show on this network.
You like saying that, huh?
By the way, we're the only show on this network, in
The
case you
only.
didn't realize.
Those of you that have found us through other means and would maybe like to listen live, we are available on the TuneIn radio app.
Yes, got that all fixed, got that figured
Yeah.
out. It was good to find out
So
that
if you found this by download and we're like, oh, how can I listen to this live?
there's so many ways to get to us.
So many ways.
So
And the
many.
TuneIn radio app is now up and running and
Yes.
fixed and very convenient.
Yeah, I found out that there was an outdated link that they had, so I just emailed them the new link, and boom,
We're very excited.
We're back on that.
So excited.
And one of the reasons that it was important, and you brought it up earlier, Kat.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, this is the first day with the new mouth for me, or the
It's
last
all right.
day with
Work
the
it
old
out.
one. I'm not sure.
Work it out.
But one of the things that you had brought up was, even though we stream 24/7 through our own website,
Mm-hmm.
the players that our website supports often don't work with various phones.
Right.
The TuneIn app is available on all formats.
On all formats, your iPhone, your Samsung, your Android, your tablet, your whatever. So however you're getting to us, if you're looking for a streaming solution, the TuneIn radio app might work out and then would play in the background so you could come play in the chat room
Right.
in a browser window.
So what does happen is it streams 24/7,
Sure.
and then when we go live, that stream just becomes our live stream. So you can
It's
either
interrupted.
listen to us from our own website, or through that. And of course, we're available for on-demand download anytime, day or night.
Last week.
So
iTunes,
many,
through our website.
so many ways to get a hold of
Minty,
us.
minty ways.
What's that?
Where the
birthday was
hell
last
are
week.
we? Are we ready for your segment? Is that what
Yes,
we're ready
yes,
for?
and
Sure.
I'll be quick. There's not a lot.
Well, there's no reason. I mean, why rush now? You've been here for 3 fucking
we
years.
missed a week. We got 6 hours to make
There's
up.
a lot of shit to talk about. I
I'm
know.
sure there is. Well, here
and
we
I have
go.
a cough coming on that's going to
Oh,
be official
my-
at 7 a.m.
Here we go. Al Perkins.
I am not prepared.
Shocking.
Tony.
The Tony Awards have happened, and really, is there anything else in the world when the Tonys are on? The HBO documentary, have the word Anand, your birthday was last week. I have it written down here.
That's nice. Happy birthday, Annette.
Bombshell happened. I have a movie recommendation. And we had a death that I actually care about this week.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm so tuned into your segment right now. I can't even tell you.
Who are you?
Exactly. Now the death that we care. Now people have died. Think bad things happen to
Wah,
people,
wah.
and I have not heard of everyone. I don't have that kind of power over space and time. Or if I did, why would I be talking to you? But Vincent Bugliosi,
Legit.
who was the prosecutor of Charles Manson and the author of Helter Skelter, the book that kept me awake for about
He
6
died?
months.
Wow.
He died
I didn't hear about
yesterday, the day
that.
before, from cancer. And I have to tell you, if for some reason you have not read the book Helter Skelter, it is one of the best researched books, one of the most frightening non-fiction crime stories.
Scariest thing I've ever read.
I just cannot imagine. I just cannot imagine a better book to read. So, Anant, if you're looking for suggestions from me, may I recommend Helter Skelter as a fantastic read of true crime. The how the cops caught him. Good police work, because sometimes I feel like lately we've all been
the
bashing
Sam's,
police.
yeah, absolutely.
Strong police work, strong interviewing techniques, and just crazy fucking people. And that's why the summer of
And that
16.
cult follow just
Yeah, the
ooh.
summer of 69 is not called the summer of love.
Yeah.
That happened the year I was born.
Right.
So seriously, give it a whirl. But Vincent Bugliosi, and then he made his career afterwards. And because he probably was not going to be an effective prosecutor after prosecuting the Manson family, he became an author of true crime books, and he's absolutely wonderful. But Helter Skelter and Harrison's, I read it recently for the second time a couple of years ago, and Harrison has a friend, and she and I are like book club. We have our own little private book club, and that was the book that we met through, because I was telling, yes, Molly, I am watching Aquarius, because all things Helter Skelter fascinate me. And because it seriously, nothing in the world scares me more than that topic, because it
God.
happened.
Yeah.
And if you know what...
And it's so easy for it to happen again. Like that kind of...
What did they call it when they went through the houses? Skewy-jeeby, scooey-jewy,
Heebie-jeebie.
heebie-jeeby.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What they would do was, and the thing in the book that I never, ever, 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 and to this day I still can't get my mind off of, is they would to break into houses to kill people. They would practice breaking into a house, and while people slept, they would break in one window and just walk through the house and walk out another window. And they would stand over people's beds and like wave their hands and then leave, to see how quiet they could be and to see how effectively they could get in and out of someone's houses. Heebie-jeebie, Scooby-Jooby, I can't remember what it's called. It was when
Either
I
way,
read,
guess who's not sleeping tonight?
when I read
Thanks
that,
a lot,
when
Ashley.
I read that part
you.
of the book and found out that they had been practicing murdering people, and it doesn't come up a lot outside of the book, that they talk about how many houses they had broken into before because most crime books, because that's just
Heebie-jeebie.
heebie-jeebie.
Yeah,
Heebie-jeebie tour.
That's why we
Is
say
that
they
right?
give me.
Is that where the
heebie-jeebies?
Oh my god! Yeah, that makes sense.
And they would, and
God,
they
that
don't
gives me
talk
the
about it
heebie-jeebies.
because it
Someone was
wasn't.
standing over your bed, like.
And they
I
would
am not sleeping for a week.
No, it's terrifying.
It is.
So, anyways,
Terrible. Yeah,
but
it fucking
Vincent
is.
Bugliosi, and a great prosecutor, and he got his guilty verdicts.
And he was a great personality.
He was.
I mean,
he was.
he really was.
And a great author. It was really well done.
Yep.
So James Corden, who we're all enjoying on the Late Late Show, in case you're
He's
not
so
sure
cute.
where he comes from, he is in a movie called One Chance, and you need to watch it. Put it on your Netflix list. I'm not sure if it's streaming on Netflix or if you have to rent the movie, but he plays the X Factor character from Britain who was like this downtrodden, fat, always picked on wannabe opera singer who studied and got good. And
Paul Potts, a shy, bullied shop assistant by day and amateur opera singer by night, who became a phenomenon after being chosen for ... and ultimately winning ... Britain's Got Talent.
Britain's Got Talent. And it is one of those movies that just makes you love the universe and people. It's so happy. And it's him singing, because he is a very talented singer, as we've learned.
Into the Woods.
Into the Woods. He's the baker. But if you want to know where he comes
Jennifer
from...
Hudson in the car.
Oh, my best.
Hilarious.
Sing me my cheeseburger order.
Did you see the Mariah Carey one?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
like... He made me like Mariah Carey.
That was exactly how I felt.
Really?
Because I am actually opposed to her because I don't need dogs showing up at my door when I play
Because
a
that
CD.
squeaky.
Yes.
I don't.
And
She's
we have
an
a-
aviary. Like, she chirps like a fucking bird. I can't handle it.
Right, remember my rule. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Right.
Absolutely.
Have we learned something here, cantankerous
I feel
people?
like that's the tagline to this show.
I was just gonna say that.
Put it on you. Now, Molly, I have seen Marcy May Marlene and another...
I've never seen or heard about that.
I there's so many movies I cannot suggest enough, but Marcy May Marlene is about a girl who was in a cult that comes out. It's like the serious version of
Kimmy Schmidt.
Kimmy Schmidt.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
That's funny.
So
From 4 years ago.
friends of mine and friends of several of ours, Matt Moratzka, a friend.
Hashtag asking for a
It
friend.
sounds like a fat joke if I call him friends when he's one person. He'll appreciate that because his constant line is that a fat joke? He saw, and a lot of people that got tickets for Bombshell on Broadway sold their tickets to the highest bidder. I don't understand when there's a once-in-a-lifetime event taking the cash
For real.
instead of
Give me
experiencing
your
it.
paper.
It raised
But-
a lot of
but-
money, though.
Paper.
It did raise a lot of money, but I would just like to say that Matt Moratzka had the joyous, glorious opportunity to see Bombshell the musical on Broadway for its one-night-only performance, and Deborah Messing read the narration, and everyone was there. Brian James D'Arcy,
I've been watching clips all
Jeremy
afternoon.
Jordan, yes, and they've been delightful. And
Yes.
Don't Forget Me.
And I
Please
cried.
tell me the name of the song. Is it called Don't Forget Me?
Yes. yeah.
With 15 key changes.
Oh my God.
Phenomenal.
When
phenomenal.
you see a dog shitting on the street, don't forget me. Whatever.
Don't forget. Yeah. Thank you. I love you. Mariah,
Don't
I love you
forget
too. I don't
me.
say it enough, but I really do. Just in case I haven't told you lately. But the
Yeah.
one across from me gets a lot of love, and you always feel left out. So please go on
does
YouTube
it show
and
up?
find Bombshell the musical.
Yeah.
Because they hit it out of the park. The Don't Forget Me number with Catherine McPhee and
Tears. Like the first time I saw
Megan
that,
Hilty.
tears. The clip, tears. I've been crying.
And
all
these
day.
bitches aren't kidding. They don't need to be auto-tuned. They don't
Oh,
need to be fixed.
I love them.
They stand in front of an orchestra and they do those, I think it's 3-4 key changes in that one song. They hit every note
Yeah.
out of the park.
Catherine McPhee does not know it yet, but she is my future ex-wife. So if you see her, let her know.
Can I just tell you?
Yeah.
I want to hit a little bit.
I'll
too.
let you.
As
I'll
much
allow
as
it.
I love me some Megan
So
Hilty.
kind of you, Kat.
I've loved
Megan
me some
Hilty,
Megan
very,
Hilty,
very fun, but
and I've
Catherine
seen her on
McPhee-
Broadway. I've seen her in
Yeah.
concert. But Catherine McPhee, she
For
gets
real.
it done.
It's-
And she has no
Yeah.
reason to be on that Scorpion show. She's just a girl, so there's a vagina on the TV show.
Right.
Still makes me smile.
we're just, you know
Wait
what?
till I segue that comment.
We'll get drunk. There'll be a little three-way action, and it's good. Done.
Yeah, we'll just keep track of
All
each
right,
other
yeah,
through the
yeah.
whole thing.
It'll be good. Just you
Al's
stay there,
hand,
I'll
cat's
stay over
hand,
here.
Al's hand, yeah, Al's hand, cat's hand. Okay. So the HBO doc on the corrupt cop that a couple of weeks ago I could not figure out is called The 7-5.
All right.
And it is about one of the most corrupt police officers in Brooklyn's history. Brooklyn
Was it
Nine-Nine.
Officer Krupke?
Yes, it was. Dear, kindly offer. Yeah. Dear. That's all I got for the right note.
Good job.
So, anyways, it's called The 7-5. It debuted last week. It's on HBO Go. It's on your in demand if you have HBO. Watch The 7-5, and it really tells a story. And it's timely and timeless, as I once described George Orwell's Animal Farm.
I feel like that's a ripoff of like the Shane Company.
What's that?
Timely and timeless.
No,
I feel like that's a
me.
jewelry.
That's me from a
I feel like a jewelry store
from a
stole your shit.
1984 paper.
Wow.
I wrote it. Krupp you. Thank you, Molly. Molly, I love you. I love you. Anyways, so the 7-5, and it's because of all that's happening now. When you see this cop, and he was convicted, and now they're making a documentary about it. Very interesting. But we talked about it a few weeks ago, and I didn't know the name, but it's called the 7-5. Let me see what else is on here. And I think that's it for this list. So now we get to the greatest thing that can happen to a gay man besides the time at Christmas with his mother. Tony's. And some fucktard that maybe or may not be a friend or listener commented that it's performances you don't know by people you never heard of.
Oh, thank God I've never heard of them, and thank God I've heard of them.
Right, because you want to learn something new. I don't understand the gay thing of like, why doesn't Britney Spears come out and sing the song? It's something new. Right. Watch it, learn it, find out there's someone talented in the world. Buy your cast album. Know what you're going to go see on tour, because the performances the other night were good. Lovely.
Also, the fact that I mean, for real, the hosts were fucking funny to me.
Yeah, Alan Cumming and Kristen Chenoweth, very fun.
For real, like I did not think
funny,
that they could
on
point all of it, and you know, when you look at it and you're like, are they going to be able to?
Oh my God, the ET costume killed me.
The ET, right. I was fucking done.
Fun home, not phone home.
Right, exactly.
Are you fucking kidding me? I died.
And when she came out from underneath the dress and was the
king. in the
forget it.
Shall we dance? Right.
Done. I peed my fucking pants.
We're doing this King and I, not
Aladdin.
Yeah,
the King and I. Right. Exactly.
It was, but
racism. It was good.
But they keep it inside baseball, and there are complaints from people that are like, "Well, I don't understand the Tonys." Then watch. Okay.
Watch more of the Tonys, and then watch more shows.
Let me just tell you, good people of Earth.
Listen up.
Don't fuck with my Oscars.
Legit.
Don't fuck with my Tonys. You know why? There's something called the People's Choice Awards. It's for retards that don't know what the fuck they're watching and don't know what they're doing. We have the dumbed down, and I will stand by this one. I will not apologize for calling people retards. We have the award show for you. It's called the People's Choice Awards, and it's for people that just want an award show for something they've seen a billion times, and the people you know are going to win are going to win. The other name for it is the American Music Awards. It means popular equals talented.
Right.
I'm sorry, Mariah Carey. There's a reason you don't have 7 billion Grammys.
Right.
Well, that's not true. She's got a lot of Grammys.
Does she have Grammys? I don't know.
She got a lot of them. I'm just saying that there are things.
She's kind of talented.
We have dumbed down award shows for all of you. They're called the Country Music Awards. They're called the American Music Awards. They're called the People's Choice Awards.
Music Awards.
But leave
the American Music Awards.
Leave my award shows alone. If you don't like them, just don't fucking watch them. But don't ask me to dumb down my award shows to make them palatable for you.
Yeah.
If you don't know what's on Broadway, or you're not interested in learning something new or seeing something creative that you've never seen before, then watch the fuck something else. Don't tell me that the Tony Awards are about something you've never heard before. This is your chance. You just saw them. They're on TV.
Right.
It's new. It's brand new, and it's coming to you on your TV. Watch it, learn it, love it. Buy the original cast album. Watch them on the Thanksgiving Day Parade on Macy's. Watch them on the CBS knockoff that plays them.
On The
but
View,
do not tell me that it has to be someone you know or you're heard of.
No, that's
I want to
stupid.
find that little fucker who's friends with all of us, and I want to punch him in the face because I hate him.
Well, let's find him. What are we doing after this?
We're going to go find him and punch him. But I hate that fucking shit.
I'm going to write that down for my schedule. Going to go find
and punch
find
him.
that little fucker.
I do not advocate violence, but when you start telling people that we have to dumb down award shows about something that only happens in one city, of course it's selective. Sure. Broadway is only in one place on the globe.
Right.
There's only one place on the whole
where all of the wonderful
globe.
theater, not all maybe, but that's where the wonderful theater that tours to your town, that comes to your local college auditorium, and all the musicals.
And when when your kid decides to try out for the show when he's 5 years old to be in the musical,
where the fuck do you think that
you
came
saw it
from?
on the Tonys.
Right.
God damn it! I hate stupid people. God, I hate fucking stupid people.
How did you get on this show?
Huh?
How did you get on this show?
Thank you.
Because I'm enlightening you all.
Okay.
Thanks, Charles.
And that's what I say about the entertainment section. I know you've never heard of it and you tune out, but I want you to not watch reality television.
I don't.
Oh my God, please never.
I don't watch anything.
I know, you don't watch anything. You're the other audience.
Right. Too far.
Oh, too far.
Okay.
Too far.
Okay.
Please,
So let's go to the
please
Tonys.
talk Fun Home. Please,
All right, Fun Home.
Please.
So let's go to the Tonys. First off, Fun Home, Fun Home, Fun Home.
Seriously.
If I'm not mistaken, it's playing at Circle in the Square, which is, if you've never been to New York, and please go to Circle in the Square.
Yeah.
It really is a circle in a square theater. That's where I saw the Putnam County 25th Avenue annual spelling bee. It's so intimate. It's so involved. You're part of the audience. They're doing a show written by, wait for it, I got it.
Alison Bechdel.
And Elson Bechtel, who gave us the Bechtel theory that we talked about 2 weeks ago.
Who also gave us Dykes to Watch Out For, which is like a comic strip that's been in the fag rags and all over the internet for years. She started it in the 80s, and I had no idea. Seriously, like, I was just watching the Tonys, okay, fun. Like, I work a show tunes night at Cobalt. Like, I work a show tunes night, so I'm looking for material, and I'm like, all right, whatever. Just kind of passively watching, and the number from Funcom came on. Honest to God, like, I'm sitting up straight. I'm like, I know exactly what this feels like. Like, there's tears in my eyes. You have to look up the song Ring of Keys.
Yes, it's the lesbian theme song. It's your new mantra.
It is the lesbian theme song, and it is my new mantra. I listened to the whole soundtrack, and seriously, like, the end, I cried. Like, I've spoiled the entire musical for myself, and it's wonderful.
It's wonderful
and amazing, and I want to see it. But that song Ring of Keys, like, just the things that she doesn't say, you know what I mean? Like that ... that pause that I feel. Like, you don't even know.
It's beautifully beautifully
good.
written.
Yeah, and I'm so, like, I've been so moved by it. And then I look into it more.
I'm not even a lesbian, and I was
seriously.
I felt my inner Jodie Foster.
Right. Because there is that first time when you see somebody and you're like, I don't know what that is, but I know what that is. Like, can you feel my heart saying hi? Are you kidding me? I died.
And,
I lost it.
Like when I saw Dreamgirls.
Yes.
And I didn't see Dreamgirls on Broadway in 1981. I was 14 years old. I saw it on the Tony Awards, and I saw it at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and all I knew was there's black girls singing a song about dream girls in white dresses, and how do I get part of this?
That? I know, and this
I want to be a black girl. I want the dress. I want the feathers. I want the whole fucking thing.
I was like, my world was turned upside down for just a day or two over the Fun Home thing, because I saw it, like, and that little girl just sells it. Like, you can just feel it coming out of her. That little girl.
And in a different
sold
year,
the shit out of it.
Amazing.
If Kelly O'Hara wasn't so overdue.
Oh my
and then
God,
if you're not,
she fucking funny.
But if you're not watching the Tonys, you don't know that Kelly O'Hara has been selling this shit for a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And she has one of the most versatile, lovely, beautiful lyrical voices that she doesn't pee on a song. She doesn't Mariah
was so
Carey
cute
it.
in her acceptance too.
That's what I mean. That acceptance.
She's on her 6th nomination.
Yeah.
And now the fucktard that was on my Facebook page. If Kelly O'Hara doesn't know, if you don't know who Kelly O'Hara is, PBS showed South Pacific live from Lincoln Center with the original cast, except for Matthew Morrison, because he'd moved on to Glee.
Right.
So they had his understudy playing his role. If you've not seen the South Pacific that was on PBS in all of its beauty, and oh God, how long we're going to be on for, like 9 hours?
A long
on this
time.
topic.
Forever.
But gorgeous. Or The Light in the Piazza, which I had the great good fortune to see with Matthew Morrison and Kelly O'Hara, and a woman who was in a clip from. She played someone's mother. She was in Gigi.
Okay.
Oh my God! And it's gonna kill me that I don't know her name, because I've seen her so many times on Broadway, and she is amazing. And please forgive me, I lose all gay points for not knowing who she is.
It's okay. We'll give them back to you.
She's the mom in The Light in the Piazza. But Kelly O'Hara has been getting it done. The pajama game, if you're not being pretentious for all of a sudden. It's European. I just can't express to you. So for her, after all these years of watching the Tony Awards, I don't know her. I'm not her friend. We don't have any personal connection. When she finally won against a girl who gave a performance that crazy spoke performance to my heart.
When that play won, though, like when Fun Home won, like tears.
Oh,
dying.
But
I'm dying.
Because like, please let them win something. Please let them get
won
some
a lot
recognition.
Of stuff. They actually won kind
and
of
the day
a lot
after
of
the
stuff.
Tonys, they announced a lot of closings on Broadway. But I've never seen Fun Home. I don't know anything about it. Some friends have seen it, said they liked it. I didn't know what it was about. I didn't know it was her from the story we talked about two women, the Bechtel. I'm making it look like they're scissor sisters. So anyways,
and they were.
But everything else.
The song I'm changing my major to.
If you don't win the Tony, The Visit with Cheetah Rivera closed today.
Yeah.
Or announced its closing today.
Which I was not at all into that number. I was like,
no, it didn't work.
Whatever. Didn't work for me. Not one bit.
All right, so I just want to give you a little bit of history about Fun Home. Michael Severus, who was in Sweeney Todd when I saw it on Broadway with Patti LuPone, he didn't win his Tony then. He was nominated, but it didn't win. Fun Home was the first time an all-female... Now, Cyndi Lauper was the first solo female to win for Best Score for
the writing team.
Kinky Boots. But this was the first time that a female team, woman, won for Best Score. And it was Janine Tesori And for those of you who have never been trapped in my home and forced to watch anything from Thoroughly Modern Millie and why I love Sutton Foster, she wrote the additional music for Thoroughly Modern Millie. And let me get her name right. Lisa Cron. So we have a win for 2 women. Big deal. We have Marianne Elliott won Best Direction of a Play for The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. And if you're
Which I totally want to see.
At the end of that, if you're not waiting to find out, like, I just don't understand how you watch the Tony Awards and you're not curious and you're not like, when this comes through, I want to see this. I want to know what is the curious incident. I don't get not being curious. I don't get sitting at home going, I don't know these people. They're not Britney Spears. I hate that fucker.
I
want to
get on a
page.
plane.
And I think I have to delete him tomorrow because clearly he has affected my daytime.
Please tell me his name so that I can.
Well, we will off air.
Yeah, we will off air.
No, not here. That's awkward.
Or text it to me.
So a lot of things happened on the Tony Award. Great performances. And I had some friends in New York who bitched about, and people who know better, that were like, why is Finding Neverland getting a spot on the Tony Awards? Because the Tony Awards are about celebrating Broadway. Shows that don't get nominated have been performing on the Tonys for like 4 or 5 years now. They don't want you to just go see what we nominated. They want you in the seats. They want to make sure you come. Don't just come see the Tony Award winner. And let me just tell you about Tony Award winners. Pay attention, ladies. Lesbians, can I
I'm
have you
paying
back?
attention. I'm here. Yeah. Go ahead.
You know what musical has never won a Tony Award for Best Musical or Best Revival?
I saw your post.
West Side Story.
West Side Story, the quintessential, probably best musical ever written, has never won the Best Musical Tony or Best Revival Tony. So clearly award shows are a little off. So just because West Side Story didn't win that year doesn't mean you shouldn't go see West Side Story. It's the greatest musical ever written.
I was talking.
They just got it wrong.
So
I watched it wrong when it was here too.
I watched the Tony Awards on Sunday
night. Did you miss that
night.
and you saw Phantom of the fucking Opera?
No, we went and saw it, and they did it in 2. I told you about that, and they did it in English and in Spanish.
Oh,
and it was like this Tex-Mex version of West Side Story. I was like,
Tex-Mex is never okay.
But
first of all,
I saw that on Broadway. I saw that
it
version
is.
on Broadway, and I will tell you,
Salsa.
some songs worked in Tex-Mex, some songs didn't, and
Rican
it's not
Mex,
Tex-Mex,
whatever.
right? Because it's
Rican
New York,
Mex.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
The one thing that didn't, work in that was "I Feel Pretty." Did not work in Spanish.
It was,
but
the whole thing was
if you've
like-
ever had a
but it was
conversation,
only the first time I'd seen it. That's
but if
why
you've
it was-
ever you've never seen the movie.
No, yes, but not. I'm
God, my
saying
heart
on
just
Broadway.
died.
No,
My heart just died.
no.
I make my
like
own
seeing
branch.
it.
have you met my good friend Maria?
But I want to say the argument that when they have the argument, the start of the quintet, or the argument about a boy like that would kill your brother, when they're mad, the fact that they switch to Spanish makes sense. If you've ever talked to somebody that speaks 2 languages,
when
they're
they're pissed, yeah.
when
They go to
emotion comes
Spanish.
up, like if I spoke a different language, right, Anand. Thank you, Anand. So that's it for the Tonys. But please do not ask us to dumb down our award shows because it gets
No.
me this inflamed. I
agree. The Tonys made me want to get on a plane and go be homeless in New York so that I could see movies. And I was talking to a friend of mine the day after, and I was like, I am spending money on the wrong things. Like food, not important.
Right.
Plays, important. Like I'm
That-
trying to budget, and I'm
I
like,
just
oh,
want to tell you that you have taken the exact quote out of my mouth. I
Right.
can wear the same green T-shirt for 4 years.
For real.
I will be in New
I don't
York to
need
see
new
a show.
sneakers, but I need to see more plays.
And they come around and they tour, and we get really good tours. We have
We
a
do
really
get
good
really good
theater
tours
here.
here.
We
We're
have the
very lucky.
Orpheum. And if nothing else, go see a tour.
Well,
Go
and the
See a tour. Don't see the movie version because a chorus line might happen.
Well. But if all you can get is the movie version, then see that.
Take what you can get.
Or listen to the soundtrack, because I have fallen in love with more musicals just soundtrack alone.
Yes.
Like I still to this
It's
day,
called a chorus line. I
have
that's how I got there.
never seen Les Mis on stage. I've seen the movie. I've seen the movie on
My
stage.
new mission
I've
as a
seen-
woman is to get you
to take me to Les Mis. Thank God, because I've never seen it on stage. But
I'm not a woman.
It's okay. At 10 years old, somebody gave me a tape of the soundtrack, and I've been obsessed with Les
Was it a
Mis.
mixtape?
It was a mix. No, it wasn't a mixtape.
Oh.
It was
I
just
made
it
you
was
a
just a
mixtape.
copy of the soundtrack of Les Mis. The original, I think, the London cast was what I got. As I've
There's so many, it's hard to pick.
and I
Alfie
read the
Boe.
book in 2 languages, and I've
Colm Wilkinson.
cried at the movie, but I've never seen Les Mis on stage. So I fall in love with a lot of musicals.
Look
by
down.
Look down.
No, you gotta go.
Oh.
I'll go. But next time it's in
Okay.
town, it's a
Oh,
date.
yes,
we have a
please.
date.
You and me.
So I mean, just
Yeah. But fall in love with the
theater.
music.
If you have children, if you like children, if you want people to succeed, like you just have to get them to
children.
theater.
Yes.
No, I really do. Like that is how you save children from feeling a little odd. You get them in a drama department. You get them in a musical department. You
Oh my
get
God,
them in
there's
a chorus.
a quote
like,
that went around
Get
online.
them a podcast. It's
about,
wonderful.
something
it's
about
an
that
art.
kid.
No, but honestly, it's
No,
an
for
art
sure.
form.
Yeah.
It's a way to express yourself. You need a way to express yourself.
Yeah.
You may fix a lawnmower and feel better. I may sing a song in my bathroom and feel better. We all feel better at the end.
Is
We're
it
all-
I Feel Pretty?
No, very rarely.
Is that too high? That's too high.
Oh, it's
too
probably
high
not
for me.
too high
It's
for
too high
Al.
for me.
It's like the
Certainly
second
not
act
too
of
high
Funny
for
Girl.
Al.
She can't do it.
Oh.
I can't do the second act of Funny Girl. That is timing.
Too much.
So Neil Patrick Harris was very funny as well when he came out.
Again, and it,
No, but it was a
No,
very cute.
he's
when
cute.
He's
He's
adorable
hilarious.
anyway. But I really enjoyed the
I
spunk
don't
of
want to.
it.
I don't want to dismiss him as cute because he's ultimately fuckable.
No, but
But
he-
I just want to say yes, I agree
Judges?
with you. But I will
Yes.
allow it.
Allow
Well,
it.
yeah.
I want to agree with you, but more emphatically. I don't think you're giving him
No,
enough
no,
credit. I
because
think everyone is so at the top of their game at this award show.
They really were, and that's what I was just going to say.
Even the commercials are
Everybody
better on the
really
Tony Awards.
was like when everything when the people came out, they were very funny. They were actually very funny when their presentation.
It's
everything.
a community that only exists in one little tiny corner of the world.
Nerds.
Yeah.
And there's a quote, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, but about the kid who's in the basement watching the Tonys, wishing, and they're all those kids, like they're all those theater nerds. These
They
are
wrote
these
that
are the
about
people that
Al
grow
with
up.
the disco ball and the whole
Right,
thing in the
right.
basement.
And
For real.
that's who the
And you
Tony
made
Awards
it-
is for, is those nerds.
And I put on my page because Tommy Tune got his award for lifetime achievement, and they didn't
Mm-hmm.
show the actual him receiving it, but they showed a little touch of Grand Hotel with "I Raise a Glass," da, 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 da. And I had to go find that video, and now the Tony Awards has it on their main page.
Okay.
And Michael Jeter was the first person that ever accepted an award and dedicated to his lover, and he dedicated to another male in 1991, 92.
I actually remember
Atta girl.
that.
I didn't know
Da, da, da,
that.
da,
Okay.
da, da. But I Raise a Glass. Watch that video. It's on my Facebook
Michael
page.
Jeter. God, I
Please,
forgot
please,
about him.
please watch this man dance. It is
God, he was very
it is
good.
all the joy in the world watching him. And if you watch, there's Brent something or other is his scene partner in that, while the dancers are just going nuts and doing their dance. The dancers do not stop. Tommy Tune choreographed, and there's two people holding a bar. They're supposed to be standing at a bar holding a glass, and it's all about drinking. And the one guy gets drunk, and the guy that doesn't get any credit, that does everything he does.
Brent
Barrett. He died a couple years after the. No, he lived. The guy that originally played the role is not in the Tonys. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful piece. And then you go to, and I saw it on tour. I didn't see Michael Jeter. I saw it on tour, and I loved
Right.
it. Thank you. Anand,
oh my God, so many times, Anant. We're speaking to the chat room.
I said,
Anant
I
just
wonder why Al thought that Titus was, and I made this comment to Aaron today when we were out running errands. I said, so I watched this whole thing, and I said, I wonder what it was, because I thought Titus was very funny, but I said, I wonder what it was that just tickled Al so much and made him think, just that he was the best thing ever. And Aaron looked at me
'Cause
like,
they're the same
"You're
person,
a
right?"
fucking moron." and I looked at her, I go, "What?" And she said, "'Cause that's Al." And then I thought about when he was in front of the TV
Oh,
screen.
'cause I wanna watch it.
I'm bald. He's like, "I'm bald by choice. Could you add that, please?"
This is not going down as our best show ever, is
no,
it?
it started
No.
off really good. So let's just finish this up.
Anyway.
But anyways, at the end of it, and then they do the Will Rogers Folly, which I had the great good fortune of just being in San Francisco, standing in front of a marquee at whatever the big theater is in San Francisco, and they said Will Rogers Follies. It was in tryouts. It had not made it to New York yet, and I went and saw Keith Carradine in the Will Rogers Follies, and they did that shit with the tambourine, our favorite son, and they did the tap dance up and down the rainbow-colored flags. I don't know if the rainbow-colored stairs were on purpose. I don't know if they did that as a rainbow because I knew they were in San Francisco, or how that got to be rainbow-colored. And I was like, I don't know what this shit is. I don't know who the fuck Will Rogers is, but this is the greatest thing ever. And then on the Tony Awards, they did those numbers, and I had been trying to describe to people what they were doing with tambourines on their heads and tapping boobs and tapping legs, and I was like, I can't do it. And then they did the Tonys. I'm like, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Again, it's like Oscar season. The Tonys are the greatest thing.
Also, who
the
is
best.
that-
And I'm
They're
sorry
so
I couldn't watch
good.
it with you. I worked Sunday night. I watched them Monday morning before I went to bed.
I have it recorded. I can go through it
The
myself.
one best voice that was on there is someone that I'm ignorant to, and it was, I believe her name is Lisa Howard. Is that who the with Tyne Daly?
Oh my God!
Oh yeah,
Who
was
the
that
fuck was that?
amazing?
She
We
is-
rewound it. Mom and I rewound it so I could listen to it again.
I
was stolen.
Actually,
Yes.
I'm gonna find
Yes.
the link.
And there,
Those of you in the chat room, the Tonys have reposted. Yes, they've reposted all of the performances
yeah.
on
And
YouTube
and
format.
again,
I'm gonna
not
do
nominated
anything.
for a Tony,
God.
but
And how was
phenomenal.
God, she was beautiful. Yeah, she was amazing.
So,
was,
all right, that's the Tonys. We're done.
Are you
Kat
done?
Carlson.
You're
my
done
God.
with your segment?
But Kat Carlson's egging me on. It's her
I understand.
fault.
But
I
we
was
gotta,
into the Tonys, and I'm still crying
You
over
should
Fun
always
Home.
be
Look,
into the
I'm
Tonys.
crying
gotta-
over Fun
always
Home.
we got to
We
get
gotta
to
go.
a few things with what Kat's got to do. I got a thing, and we got another
Whatever.
thing, and here we go.
think-
Come on.
We missed a week.
Sometime in the next 15 minutes, I might talk about amphibians in baseball, lesbians in basketball.
No.
Iggy is out, and it might be more than just a beer can on this man's desk. These are titillating stories in a
My tip was laden. I gotta tell you.
I appreciate the attempt at hitting the post.
God damn it! I was gonna try.
That was good. You were 15
Fuck
seconds
it.
off, but that
you know
was
what?
so
I was
fucking
gonna
funny.
try, and then you cracked me up.
I'm sorry. My bad.
So Major League Baseball gets to celebrate its first amphibious pitcher. That's right, I said amphibious.
I saw this and I didn't understand it at all, but I'm sure you're going to
Oh my
enlighten
God,
me.
it's hysterical.
Well, the gist of it is, and I'm looking at the article, and it
There's a
doesn't.
gist. All right, that's good.
Well, the gist. And now I just clicked on some shit. I don't know what happened.
Use your left
So,
hand, your right hand.
Ambidextrous.
so what they're going for is whoever the pitcher is, and I clearly vetted this story a lot before I got
Oh
drunk.
my God, I fucking laughed so
Yeah.
hard when I read this.
Favorite headline of the week: he pitches lefty, he pitches righty, and evidently also underwater.
Underwater. Okay, got it. Now,
Faces
now I'm
Aquaman in the
on
next
board.
outing.
on
So
board.
funny.
Yeah,
Oh, he's gonna be outed? That's exciting.
right. God love proofreading. I know. And now I've closed the window. Bad things have happened. The moral of the story is that no one reads newspapers, and proofreading, not a profession
not a thing anymore, yeah.
Not a
That's
thing anymore. No,
the
nobody
way of the
proofreads.
dodo.
Gone, 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 city. Amphibians and baseball. So look that up. I don't know what team it was. I don't know what newspaper it was. I closed the window. It's gone.
As soon as I saw it, I'm like, I bet you that's a typo.
That's totally.
was very
It's not even a typo. It's an uneducated.
It's an uneducated
I don't know
fucker, yeah.
ambidextrous from amphibious. I don't know the difference in the words.
Yeah.
Incidentally, for those of you listening at home, ambidextrous means I can use both hands equally. I'm not right-handed
make
or
whiteout.
left-handed to make as much whiteout as I want.
make my own ranch dressing.
Amphibious means you can breathe underwater.
Right. Amphibious refers
Is a
to an
fucking
animal,
frog.
an organism, or a vehicle that is effective on land and
Or
in
sea.
water. Yeah, both land and sea.
I can't wait to have your muffins in my mouth.
Jesus, really?
According to Molly, that three-way conversation we had, too much.
Inappropriate.
Not okay.
But probably
All right.
better with sriracha.
Lesbians in basketball. Big surprise, big surprise. Brittany Griner and her wife filing to have the marriage annulled.
Jeezy. Pete.
What comes as night must
No.
follow day? I will quote
Right.
John Grisham here. As night must follow day, gay marriage is followed by, say it?
Gay
Gay divorce.
Yes.
And scandalously so, following their public engagement, their appearances on Say Yes to the Dress, and then their
public
arrest
beating.
for domestic violence,
I
their
don't think it was beating, I
co-arrest,
think it was throwing.
Say yes to the
co-arrest,
fist. no,
co-arrest,
don't.
yeah,
And then don't say yes to the fist.
co-arrest for domestic violence. Brittany Griner and her wife, after
And-
1 month of
and
marriage, 28
pregnancy.
days of marriage,
And pregnancy.
Well,
and pregnancy,
they can
which
prove they didn't consummate
may
it.
or may not have.
Well, was it with the hand?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about that earlier.
Oh, the pregnant
we
hand.
don't know. We don't know.
Son of a bitch.
Say yes to the fist.
Is that how?
I love this voice.
I'm sure you do.
Is that how the fist got pregnant?
I'm mildly turned on.
Weird.
Kind of
Very weird.
Anyway, yeah, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24 years old. First of all, these girls are 24 years old. They've been engaged on television, married, arrested, not necessarily in that order, and now filing for an annulment of
And
their
pregnant.
of their gay marriage.
A month and a half?
28 days.
Whoa, not even a month.
28 days.
February.
Britney motherfucking Spears
I am too.
lasted longer. I think Britney Spears' marriage was like 52 days.
Okay.
Yeah, filing for annulment. In what is, of course, I mean, in all honesty, I don't know that these girls really asked for all of the spotlight that they got, but
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
a fine example of everyone's worst nightmare in the gay marriage department.
Oh, yeah.
Scandalous. So Brittany Griner.
But
and her
is there a
wife-
point where you knew it wasn't? Like, again, I'm going to quote John
Please do.
Grisham:
Quote.
"Is night must follow day." Yep.
Yeah.
Where gay marriage
I don't.
goes.
There was never this face.
Right. Because you know what they didn't do
Did
when
that
they were
happen?
trying to protect the sanctity of marriage? Ban divorce. You know what they
Right.
forgot to do?
Right. Yeah.
Well,
An annulment's a tricky way to go.
that is a
'Cause
really tricky
you're
way to
going
go.
all like Pope Frank on us
Yeah.
and trying to prove
That's
you didn't.
it's very Henry VIII is what it is.
And it's very easy
And I'm
to
into
say.
it.
It's very easy to say
Thank
you
you,
didn't
Jenny.
consummate it because neither one of you is pregnant. Really?
What?
Well, wait a minute.
But
No, neither
she's
of you can
pregnant.
make your own ranch dressing.
No.
But one is pregnant.
Am I to understand that neither of you has the recipe for
No.
ranch dressing?
Well, Glory Johnson, the other half of the Brittany Griner marriage divorce debacle,
Pregnancy.
remains 100% committed to raising her unborn child with or without the help.
wait, they did consummate it though.
That's what I just said.
They clearly
I don't listen to you.
No, wait. Stand by. So here's what's happening. The really tall one with the man voice, Brittany Griner, who's
Yeah.
on the Phoenix Mercury.
Who Katie June loved.
Listen, that bitch sucked in her,
You know, she
sucked in
probably,
her first season.
Katie June probably has like
Now
black
she's got
things
all this
over her
fucking drama
mirrors
this
right Now.
season.
She's sitting shiva.
Lick me next.
I'm super excited I did not buy season tickets.
I love that she's stuck
Say,
with a
lick
bottle.
me next.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, totally.
Get in line, bitch.
get in line.
Yeah. So Glory
It's not
Johnson,
a Monday, so I figure I probably first.
her soon-to-be, is that an ex-wife when you have it annulled? Like, what is that? What do you call that?
It's
A
a non-wife.
non-wife.
It's a non-wife.
Yeah, you
Like,
were never
it's-
married. You would
It's like
you
having something
annulled it.
expunged from your record. It never happened, never existed.
So
It's a Duggar dream.
Yeah.
Glory
I-
Johnson, the expunged
good
wife.
for you.
That's
The
how I get that in.
The
expunged wife.
Duggar dream, the
There you go.
expunged wife is
So does that make it
100%.
an expunged child as well? Like, I mean,
No,
would
I think the
Brittany
kid is
Griner
going to
not
come
wanna
out
be-
the regular way.
No, the
You
sponge
think, yeah,
bath
that
comes
she'll be
later.
Tall.
Huh?
No,
What?
the kid.
I don't understand.
Because Brittany Griner. I
don't know.
Brittany. Yeah.
All right, pray continue, lady.
Good Lord. Brittany Griner's getting divorced.
Getting jiggy with it.
She's not jiggy with it anymore.
getting
No, she's been
annulled-ish.
arrested and she's fucking annulling
She's gonna
it.
get jiggy
she's
later
gonna
when
Henry
she's
VIII it.
annulled.
I wonder if she'll get married within the year. Somebody
Div-
new.
Moving right along.
Annulled,
Moving right
beheaded,
along.
died, annulled, beheaded,
I
survived.
am Henry VIII.
Oh,
I
oh,
am
oh, Henry VIII's
VIII.
wife.
I
Yeah.
am I.
That's how you remember.
Annulled,
Annulled, beheaded, died,
Why does she get
annulled,
the credit? I
beheaded,
fucking started
survived.
singing the song, but it doesn't.
because that song is
Because
annoying.
she answered it correctly. You just did a pun. Puns don't count.
Yeah.
It wasn't a pun,
Clayton
it was a
McKee, you
song.
seem
By
like
the
you had something to
Grassroots,
say.
I believe.
Oh no, I think it's still her
McKee.
segment.
Still her.
I'm an awake and bake
The
people. Do
riddle
not look
next
to me
door.
for your like.
We are not.
Okay, good.
Breaking news.
Breaking news: Kat Carlson has the floor.
Iggy Azalea cancels Pride gig after LGBT groups accuse her of
Yes, she
homophobia.
did.
I was ready for this question last week.
Were you?
My question? What?
Who's she?
No, I got
Good
it.
answer.
All right, go ahead.
What? Do you know the answer?
No, I don't.
Oh, good.
Something to do with old textings or text or
Well,
something.
as it turns out, Iggy Azalea will no longer headline the Pittsburgh Pride Festival following a swirl of homophobia allegations against the rapper. Azalea announced on Twitter Monday night
The rapper who? I feel like we left out.
the
of the-
rapper
Iggy
Iggy
Azalea.
Azalea.
Oh,
She's a
okay.
rapper.
Right.
Oh! She's a rapper. I didn't know that.
She's a rapper.
Not the Twix rapper,
Point to self.
Right.
the rapper
Her.
Iggy
Her.
Azalea.
I know she was
She's
a
a-
rapper.
And her brother's a big Mo.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I saw him.
Big Mo.
Monday night, she announced that she has dropped out of the Pittsburgh Pride in the Street Festival, which is scheduled for this last Saturday. Last Saturday. Yep, old article. The announcement comes after the LGBT groups pulled out of the parade to protest her involvement. Apparently, she is famous for some anti-LGBTQIA STWV.
LMNOP.
Right. Yes.
Now I know my ABC.
Is her brother out or no?
Next time, won't
Out?
you sleep with
No,
me?
I'm asking
Of the
because
closet?
does she
Oh
if she
my
made these
God.
comments that I've never heard that she had
Stevie
made.
Wonder can see that her brother is a
I
Mo.
thought that was Grande's sister. I mean,
Yes,
brother.
My
that's
bad. Who are we
Ariana
talking about?
Grande.
Iggy Azalea.
Different woman.
Thank you.
Not the same guy.
Ariana
Don't
Grande
know
has
about him.
Similar.
Yeah,
Can I
Frankie
recuse
is-
myself from the story?
Please do.
These words, I can't
Judges?
make my lips don't make this
Judges?
noise.
No.
Aria Grande? Is
Yeah.
that a name?
Her
Ariana.
brother.
Oh, yeah.
Her brother's a big old Mo.
He's yeah.
We still like her.
Frankie.
Fragalicious.
He frowns on B like we do.
Now
Yeah,
about
he's
now about
Christmas.
this one, I got nothing for you.
Yeah, that's why I thought.
I don't know.
Wait,
My
Iggy
bad.
Azalea
She's
made these comments.
popular in
and
music these days.
She's something.
Popular.
Popular.
Lar.
Yeah, Lar.
There it is. The Australian rapper has a history of offensive and homophobic tweets. Also problematic is her appropriation of black culture and the exclusionary message she might send as the headliner of a pride event, seeing that she's not as inclusive. She did send this terribly apologetic message to Twitter.
Terribly apologetic. I'm terribly
Some of my best
apologetic.
friends are gay. Is that
No.
what?
No.
Close.
Okay.
I am
Wait for it.
I met a gay.
My friends are terribly apologetic.
My
That's
friends
funny.
are gonna be. She says, I am truly disappointed that I have to share this news, but I will no longer be performing at Pittsburgh Pride on June 13th. Ooh, next Sunday or Saturday. It's this coming Saturday. This has been a difficult decision as I truly support the event and the LGBTIQA communities.
And the monies they were going to pay me to perform
Interested,
there.
curious, and asexual? That's my guesses.
I'm going to go with LGBTIQA would be lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual, intersex, questioning, and androgynous are my guesses.
Ooh, androgynous. I did a spell in the A's.
I've seen your pictures from the younger years. Yeah, you were very androgynous.
Look at what.
That's
so
so
gay.
gay.
Jenny didn't understand what Mo
What's a
was.
Mo?
What's a Mo?
That's
Mo.
my new favorite thing.
Ho Mo.
No, Mo.
Because I was like, where did Mo come
Now,
from?
I do have to
And-
say that I never went to the
Jenny, I
B
love
region,
that.
but I definitely spent some time in the A region.
Oh.
Hobo?
No.
Hoba.
I never did the bisexual. Well, I probably pretended I was bisexual in 1982 when I was 15.
Well, you went
But-
on a
I'm going
date
to say,
with a
I dated a
girl.
boy or two. Does that count?
But
I
I
slept
will
with a
tell you
lot
that I
of
did.
boys.
Everybody's curious. Ask the Duggars.
I did
Even,
a,
even slept with them occasionally.
sometimes
Yeah,
I
me
touch
too.
myself under
Right.
the skirt.
That.
But I did do
Self-manipulation
I
is
did do
different.
some time in the androgyny lane.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I might still be there.
I've seen Dead or Alive and Culture Club both.
Really, Kat? You think
Not androgynous
a handsome
at all.
man like you thinks she's
a
ladylike?
handsome man like androgyny's not my thing. Is that what
I
you're telling
almost
me?
spit coffee out of my mouth at that point.
You
a
have coffee?
handsome man right here.
Put some crown in your mouth. It'll go better.
She teased me
good.
with coffee.
No,
She
no, no.
talked
But I
about
got this
coffee.
earlier from Lux.
I know, but shoot it out of some orifice if you got coffee. Don't fucking
Hashtag
talk
this
about it.
bitch.
Yeah, drink your pee later.
Right? Anyway,
That's a
Iggy
different
Azalea, terribly sad, but not going to be at Pittsburgh Pride.
I am not sad.
She's sad. She's a
I'm not
firm
gonna be at
believer in
Pittsburgh Pride
equality.
either.
Exactly. I'm boycotting Pittsburgh Pride
I'm not going.
just for this reason.
That's a lot like my one-woman boycott of the NFL.
It's
Yeah,
kind of like
right?
why I'm not going to get the chicken fuckers chicken.
What's a fucking jojoba?
Chicken fuck.
Jojoba? I think it's called jojoba.
I see jojoba.
Jojoba.
What the
Is
fuck
that a coffee house?
I think she's trying to make a pun like you, and it died on the vine.
No, Molly's a lot funnier than that.
Yeah.
I feel like this.
Compliment the woman virtually while insulting the woman near you. That's a smart way to play
She's
it.
usually funnier than that. Is she holed up in the DJ booth of the cash on a Wi-Fi that's
right.
barely
How
reaching her?
is the cash you got? Well, I put the repeater in.
I know you did. They
People-
tried to
I
ask
have-
me about it. I'm like, I ain't got nothing.
Did they really?
Oh, they've asked
That's
me before.
All right,
fantastic.
now good people of the chat room and
Please.
the one user
And-
online
and
according to
Molly's.
that it's just us and Molly.
You in danger,
Please
Molly.
present a question because not only can I not read, but my wine's gone, so I've lost interest.
I have a
Good work.
question for you, but
Oh,
we
good.
got to get to the goddamn.
Is it time for that? Let's go to
You
that.
act like it's new. I've been touting this for hours.
Let's go to that.
Oh yeah, let's go
What,
to that.
what do you? Well, no, what
Next
else do you
caller.
have? Are
And
you-
now a midget in a bikini.
That's really all I have.
now the
left.
weather report with Blackie. What's it gonna do? It's gonna rain. Thanks, Blackie.
I just add a little bit of mint julep. And that's what makes my muffins so special.
My dusty muffin. I was hoping.
I got the triple crown because my muffin's delicious.
I was hopeful for.
What were you hoping for?
I gotta find an intro.
I named my muffin American Pharaoh, and I spelled it wrong because I'm stupid.
Did you name it Murica?
Murica Pharaoh.
I don't have a. I was looking through all of our various.
Would you like me to sing a little tune?
Yeah,
Oh,
Jenny, we have to address the chat board. I still don't know at the end of that segment what the fuck she did.
Yeah, I don't
Who?
either.
Whatever her name was,
Iggy Azalea.
the girl that's occasionally a
Who
rapper.
has the super gay brother?
Stand by.
No, that's Ariana
know,
Grande.
I know, I was
Ooh, I
joking.
got her name right. I made all the right
Oh,
noises
look
with my
at
mouth.
you!
I know.
Oh,
look,
good
at,
work.
look at over here. I
The
know.
rest of the story.
The rest of the story.
And now, the rest of the story.
I can do this voice all the time.
No,
I think it's fun.
Really? Okay, good.
Only when it comes to food, though.
It's okay, Titus.
I put cinnamon in my French toast,
Okay, good.
and it makes my muffin
I got
delicious.
nothing for a little. What do you got, Kat? You want to finish something up?
I
Just-
got nothing. I will answer the chat room question in
Jenny.
the chat room
Jenny,
from the block.
I don't have.
I
a
feel your
theme.
muffin is yeasty, Jenny.
Oh,
There's a rise.
there's a.
I have a
a.
rise from your yeast.
There's a cream for that.
Good times.
Please apply the cream.
Good times.
Please let the affiliates down
With
the
your
line know that we're going to run
fingertips.
over tonight.
Maybe.
I hadn't
For the
anticipated
first time
that.
in a long time, we've been really self-controlled
We've
for a
been
while.
good at this.
But then we missed a week, and turns out we like each other,
Oh,
which
drink-
was unexpected.
Oh.
Jesus.
Is
I
there
thought I
any,
was
is
over
there
all
any
ya.
vodka in the house?
That's fine.
Yes, on top of the fridge. It's in a red bottle.
On top of that, because I think I'm out of wine. I feel like you need more to drink.
Okay.
I think the wine is gone.
That's you're the only one who brings wine. I don't bring wine.
I wasn't blaming anyone, bitch.
Stereotypically,
now
all I have is beer.
There's that. I see how you're gonna do.
Some people are so judgy.
Judgy.
I was trying to find a song that would go wonderfully with this little segment.
Stomp!
Because you're a bitch.
Oh.
What?
I feel like Marty's subconscious is spoken after 3 years.
What was that?
Oh, can we have a moment of nostalgia since this thing has gone so far off the
What,
rails no one
what
cares?
do you want?
Well, do we realize that there's now this thing where you can sign up for your memories of the day for years ago that you didn't care about?
I did
Time
not.
up.
No, how do you think I found out that 3 years ago today was the Fur is Flying show and I reposted it to us?
Only because I figured that because you love that show so much, you
No,
just knew
it was on my memory. I
Oh,
have a
did not-
memory page that they said.
Memories. What do you want me to do?
And now you wonder why I'm all alone in the moonlight. Probably because of that note.
What do you want me to play a song? Is there
Stump.
something you want?
Stump, will I go find vodka in your kitchen?
It's on top of the
Or
fridge.
can we
plan.
both drink beer? I'll drink beer with you.
You can drink beer. I mean, this one's warm, but there's cold ones in the fridge. You want to
Well,
make it?
I
Which one?
wasn't
But
going to
the-
drink yours.
No, don't drink the warm one.
But the stomp.
Drink whatever you want.
All right, do
not-
that while you introduce the next segment.
The next segment is your question.
Well, so
No,
play
it's
a little
you reading
stomp.
some Dear Al thing.
That's the next segment.
You probably need to hear the Dear Al letter.
You need to hear the letter.
Play the intro. Will I pee and
The intro is going to be the Brothers Johnson
Dear
stomp.
Al.
I don't have an intro.
Well, no, you. Oh,
Dance
okay.
break.
Jesus Christ.
Dance break.
30 seconds to myself.
She's a very busy
He needs
woman.
some time to.
If
try
you-
to
Needs
some
come up
time
with
to
an
herself.
answer.
If you're just joining us and don't understand how this show works, this is not a good representation of how it works. However,
We have lost control of the classroom.
but, for the most part, yes. But here's what we're
No.
going to do. Just to buy some time because we can.
You want a story of a guy fucking a beer can?
Oh, wow. Can I tell you the 42 most hilarious?
42.
Well, I'm not going to do
Wow,
No.
that's a lot.
because they're not all hilarious.
Probably
Like
not.
Gravestones? They were pretty funny.
Gravestones? No. I feel like no.
I'm just resting my eyes. Don't talk so damn dumb.
That's terrible. What were you, Mr. Mickey? What were you gonna do?
I was going to play this.
Do that.
And now, we dance.
I realize that this song has really no relevance to the letter that I'm about to read in our new segment called Dear Al.
It makes it feel sexier though.
By the way, if you'd like to send us a letter, do so at the email address info@qtalkamerica.com. That'll come right to us. You can ask any question of the panel. We'll try to figure out what the hell we're doing, but
Good luck.
Thank you.
we're going to just play this music
Oh,
in the
thank you.
background because it's sexy 70s
Oh,
music.
you have a phone. Do you want me to drink?
That's all right. No.
What are you building? A pyramid of beer cans?
Because I'm a classy bitch. What?
You are. I'm gonna give it. I assume that's Belvedere vodka. What do you think is in it?
That's a nice
I don't-
Christmassy
is it-
looking vodka.
Is it
What?
white out?
It's white out.
It's
Alfie, what are you drinking over
it's
there?
red. It's a special fundraiser bottle.
I think it's vodka in a bottle.
Okay.
How exciting.
If there's any listeners left, I'm gonna read this letter. It's a new because Al he's always the one. He's a friend and somebody you go to in times of need and
a
questions.
font of knowledge, really.
Sure.
Thank you
Maybe
for
not
saying
today,
font
but-
instead of fount.
So you gotta let me get through the entire letter. It's a long letter.
Turn down my microphone. That'd be your smartest way to go.
Turn down or off?
Off.
Well, I'm just gonna wait.
Wow.
Now we'll see if we can get you through there. Keep sucking on that bottle, bitch. The letter starts appropriately enough, dear Al. I'm writing to you with hopes that you can give me some boyfriend advice. I like listening to the show each week and feel that you are just the person to help me with what I feel like is a dilemma. I've been corresponding online with a guy who I've met. Excuse me, let me reread that line. I've been corresponding online with a guy I met who, at the moment, is in prison. We met through a gay prison pen pal website, and it seems one thing has led to another, and well, I think I'm in love with him, but wonder if he's the one. First, let me be candid and say that he's in a federal maximum prison in Illinois, but I'm not sure what he's done, and I'm afraid to ask and wonder if he'd be too embarrassed to tell me what he's incarcerated for. We speak each week, but just once a week via email. He's convinced me to send him some comfort items, mostly cartons of Marlboro Reds, which he uses to gain access to certain everyday items. For example,
I feel like I need to take notes.
he uses 2 packs of Marlboros to secure materials that he's crafted into a nice shank. So I know that he's some sort of a handyman, and those things are hard to make for sure. I sent him the Martha Stewart Craft World book, her prison edition, and he loved it. He's written back to tell me that he crafted a shiv from a bar of Lifebuoy soap, and he's feeling more and more secure in the shower of late. I'm convinced his skill set as a craftsman will come in handy in the real world. He's up for a parole hearing in 3 months, and I guess I'm wondering if I should go to the hearing, tell my family. I'm not really sure what to do. He will be needing a place to stay when he gets paroled, so I think I have to make some decisions pretty quickly. Thank you, Al, for your advice. Signed, a loyal listener. P.S. I'm recording your next show in hopes that you'll read this so I can send you send your actual response to him directly.
So here, I just have a
Recap.
quick question.
Go
Just,
ahead.
is there any thing about a rose-colored Rolodex?
Rolodex? No, there's not in
Because-
this.
Rose gold, not
Rose
rose colored.
gold.
Rose
My
gold
bad, my bad.
Rolodex.
Now let me tell you how
Okay.
I think
That's
in
making
touch
sure.
I am with the average listener.
Will you do it in the NPR
Really?
voice, please?
So I've learned.
Yes.
Now I can't see the paper I've written on because of the
How
voice
close you
I'm
are to the
doing.
mic.
He's obviously a man of great taste, or woman. We don't know how he's.
don't
Do we
know.
know?
It says
they
him.
identify?
It does say him.
How
He
they
uses the pronoun
self-identify.
him. So
It
we'll
says corresponding
Hey.
with a guy online.
may we call him Bruce?
Sure.
Or Caitlin.
Okay, we don't know who the writer is, but we know his intended is a male.
It's a loyal listener.
Loyal listener. Loyal listener and a man. The man in the story, please follow me, if you will.
Incarcerated.
Right.
Man of great taste. He knows his Marlboro
Thank
Reds.
you for the music.
Strawberry Letter number 23 is the name of this particular song. And if you find me when I'm dying, I will be able to identify this. If I can't say Strawberry Alarm Pluck number 23, pull the plug. Also by the
Noted.
brothers. He's a handyman who can make things like shivs from common household items. I think it's a win.
Hashtag MacGyver.
He knows his history of prison and he knows what he should do in prison. I'm impressed by our
Hashtag research.
He's done his research before he went to prison. He knows all the things you can make into a shiv. Am I using the term correctly?
That's what it says here.
Hashtag
Shank or
resourceful.
shiv.
Shank or shiv.
Right.
Hashtag Ladyball.
He's
Hashtag
resourceful,
Synonyms.
and according to this, he's clean because he did it in the shower.
So
we
he feels
know
safe in the shower now.
Hashtag soap.
Analingus might be available because he's recently bathed.
Or Sorry Lingus.
Or sorry lingus, depending on what you, the listener,
If he's
has
misbehaved.
done
Correct.
prior
You don't know.
to the incarceration.
He's
We don't know.
incarcerated.
But sorry lingus is back on the table because I wrote down clean.
Clean.
He made his device,
and used it
You leave your
while
In the shower.
showering.
Well, he made it out of a bar of Lifebuoy soap.
Yes.
It's not a good shiv. I'm just saying he's resourceful. I'm not saying no
As
one.
long as it doesn't get wet.
I didn't know Lifebuoy soap was still made, to be quite
As
frank
long
about
as
this.
it doesn't get wet, it'll be fine.
Shall we do a
Shop
field
for
trip?
Lifebuoy soap on Google.
I'm saying that there's hope for parole. I'm acting as your psychic here.
He's
really.
up for parole in 3 months.
So there's
Are
hope.
you going to be
He wants
sent
to know if you should-
$723,000?
But I do sense from the end of the letter that our man in prison is homeless because he has nowhere to stay.
No.
Common problem.
So should the writer tell his family that he's going to the parole hearing, and then possibly have him stay with him if parole is granted?
I just want to point out one more positive.
Okay.
Someone in this story has the internet
Yes.
because they found
both
us
do.
and they found hope.
Yes. Well, they've been corresponding
Or
via
both, or
a
both.
gay prison pen pal website.
We've become the Obama 2008 campaign.
We have
Hashtag hope.
hope. Dear reader, may I address him as that? Is that
Reader,
allowed?
they're a listener.
Sir or ma'am.
Dear listener, because I'm assuming we don't have written transcripts
We
of
do
the
not.
show, no matter who you send $2.50
To White Plains, New York.
60609.
Yes, exactly. Self-addressed stamped envelope.
No.
The short answer.
Judges?
We agree.
Good
We take
answer.
it.
What
We
was the
take
question
it.
again? Because I want another question.
Well,
Should
I'm wondering if I should go to the hearing, tell my family I don't know what to do. He will be needing a place to stay if he gets parole, so I
I'm
think
back,
I have
I'm
some
back, I'm back.
decisions
All
to
right,
make.
All right.
welcome back.
Dim the lights. Let's take.
I can't dim the lights. I'll
Let's
shut off
let's
things.
Delilah this shit while we listen to Stomp.
The fuck?
Look in the mirror, sir or ma'am. Are you ugly? Are you unattractive? Do people run from you screaming with fire, or run towards you screaming with fire? If either of these
way.
answers is
What
yes,
the fuck is wrong with you?
this may be your only hope. This prisoner may be your only hope for love.
What is wrong with you?
I'm just telling you.
I think that's rude.
It probably.
Help
It
me,
is.
ex-con Kenobi.
If your choice
my
for
only
love
hope.
was to write to a convict in prison who's making things
All
out of
I'm
Lifebuoy
saying
soap,
is
you may need to date him and tell your family he's your only hope. Right?
Rude.
I say
If you
take
look
your-
in the mirror and 2 out of 3 people find you attractive and that third person's a complete total bitch that you never meant to talk to.
I think he
Or
was
your
referring
mom.
to me. I'm not sure.
Really? You're not even your mother's favorite, Jonah. I just want to tell
know.
you. But I would like to offer, if you're ugly, stick to this man. Do what you got to do. Get her done. Eat the box. He took a shower recently. If you're even moderately attractive and can finish this sentence with a noun, a verb, and possibly an adjective, stop writing to people in prison. Fair?
Ladies and gentlemen.
As long as he found God.
Judges rule?
Valid.
Rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's rude, but ugly people got to get it where they can.
For real.
Otherwise, you're going to get your hand pregnant.
It
Have
could
you not
happen.
been listening to this show?
Which
Yeah.
really looked awkward.
Yeah.
That looked like really lumpy in the
What were you
middle.
hoping out of that?
I don't know.
Dreams, hopes, wishes, desires?
My advice is what the song says. Take your time. Do it right.
Right.
There you go.
So look in the mirror.
The
If
man
you're
in the-
ugly,
the man
get
in
it.
there.
Hit it.
Yeah.
Hit it where you can. You know what I mean? Don't let
Turn it up.
We can do it, take the time, do it right. We can do it, baby. Do it tonight. Baby, we can do it.
Yes, Meow Cal, you absolutely can send Dear L letters.
Absolutely.
Please do.
Jenny, Drew, and Nant, Missy L, whoever you people are, please send your letters to the
No
show.
The
question
letters.
is
and
too
if Al's
taboo.
rude in his response, just
Seriously,
keep that in
email
mind.
address is info@qtalkamerica.com. Send them now
Sometimes the
And-
truth hurts.
and send them often. Really, what we do.
Now,
Let's-
I want to ask, does anybody disagree with that? Like, seriously, why are you writing letters to prison? If you're cute, go find a human on the street. But if you's ugly,
if you got some issues, got that.
well, no, we can't excuse issues because we all got issues.
There's a lot of issues sitting at this fucking table.
Exactly. I'm married to my
Jenny,
Netflix account. That's probably
can I
an
please be
issue.
your prince from Somalia? I'll be your prince from Somalia. You have no idea what kind of prince I can be.
And Meow Cal, you can go first.
As we creep into what appears to be the beginnings of hour 4, let's do this
Lord.
segment because this is how we wrap up each and every show, and it goes a little something like this.
Like this.
Whoops, I do this.
And now, thoughtful vulgarity, where we in the studio try to make ourselves slightly less shallow, which is not hard to do. We will ask one question of the panel while fucked up drunk. Because you know at home how well it goes when important questions come up several hours after alcohol has been served. Politics? Religion? Why not? What could possibly go wrong? Who could you offend? Good luck.
All right, we're gonna go all politics and religion all at the same time. We're just gonna do it an hour 9,000 and a half.
Yes.
Because I think we missed one of the biggest stories of this year in our week off. Like, where do you fall on the Duggar story as far as like he's a victim, they're a victim, the parent, like who's? Here's the question. Now that I've started talking about it loud, who's the villain in that story? Who's
The dad.
The parents.
The parents.
Oh, god damn it! You weren't supposed to get there that easily.
Well,
Well, how the hell?
Jesus.
What else are you gonna
Yeah.
get to?
I mean,
I was hoping there'd be some stupid people on the panel. I didn't know you were all gonna be on the same page.
We're. I think it's his gym coach. You know me.
That's what I'm looking for.
Fuck you.
Someone to
Whatever.
argue
Good
with.
work.
Okay, so as you,
I think it's what the girls was wearing.
but what?
It's their fault.
It's their fault.
They was seducing
All
them.
right,
No
so
way. It was a
if
damn
your
None of that is
seduction.
true.
No.
If your answer
Not even a
to
little
so here's
bit.
my question: if your answer to the problem is, wow, hiccups.
Good work.
If your answer to the question is lock the door and stop playing hide and seek, where are you at?
I don't know. You're hidden.
Back that up.
No,
I don't understand the question.
I don't either.
if you remember from our multiple interviews with Megyn Kelly and the in-depth
Oh, Megyn
hiccups.
Kelly.
team
I mean, where Santa
At
just is black
Fox
or is white.
is white. If when the parents say he duggered his sisters, Jenny, that's fantastic.
Jenny, that's not
I
okay.
duggered my sisters.
Jenny.
If your answer to we took care of this problem by putting a lock on the doors and stop playing hide and go seek, what's wrong with how you play hide and go seek? But like, where do you tell me where you think that problem is? Like, and
With
honestly,
the Duggars or just
yeah, just
incest in general? Like, what do we?
straight down the line? Like, just go from like the semen to the child. Like, where did it all go wrong? Like,
It was a submarine.
yeah, she just is gay.
In the Navy.
They
I
want
hear you can set yourself
They
free.
want you.
It might have happened at the YMCA.
Yeah.
They want you as a new recruit.
They're macho men.
I told him to go
Okay.
west.
Young men.
Go west. By
Life
the way,
is
I've turned
peaceful
the
there.
Periscope app on just for this segment. Because why not?
Oh no, I like it. So
I know.
So I really want your thoughts on the answer because we haven't talked about it as a group yet. Like, what do you think is the
Like where
right,
the turning
Marielle,
point in the Duggar saga went wrong and opened the door toward the abuse that happened?
Yeah, yes. If you could paraphrase for me, and I think you did.
I sure did. Good work.
Being her one beer and she fucking answers her questions.
Marina.
Obama.
Smart answer.
Legit.
Smart answer.
Legit.
You
I
just
stole it.
you
I
just
stole
won
it, yeah.
you just won 49.8% of the audience.
That's right. I stole
That's
it.
good work. Hang on, let me put it on selfie mode so I can answer.
There you go. Yeah. It's Obama's
Oh, there I
fault.
am.
I'm with Mialko.
You're going with Obama?
Yeah. Yes.
Obama. All
It's
right.
Obama's fault. There's no hope.
I'm going to make a serious answer to this.
Okay.
And I feel like while the Duggars have been shown to be horrible people in general,
Truly.
I think that women as property is not a new idea. I think that women as objects is not a new idea. I feel like just general objectification and the use of women is not a brand new idea. Like it's like the Duggars have turned a blind eye to what their kids were doing, and they've just focused on whatever they're going to focus on, and you know,
Whitewashed, if you will.
right, whitewashed their entire scenario and their entire existence, and decided everything was for a higher purpose while ignoring the everyday. But I think it really just comes back down to the fact that women are still not, in most scenarios, seen as equal and worthy and capable. And there's a word that I'm missing here.
Worthy?
I think I said worthy, but
Maybe you did.
maybe could be. But there's a second classness to women still.
Yeah. That
exists across the board. I don't care if you are, WASPs or Muslims or whatever. There's a second classness to women from birth on.
And may I just interject for people listening outside of the U.S., which we have a few, it's white Anglo-Saxon Protestants.
Right.
Like WASPs is a very Protestant, the most judgy of all the religions.
Judgiest of the judgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the people that protested ended up being the worst to deal with.
While the Duggars were blind to what was happening in their own house, I don't know that it would happen or that it wouldn't have happened otherwise. You know what I mean? Because women are still property and still to be protected.
Do you mean otherwise, like if they weren't on TV?
If they weren't on TV, or if they weren't the religious weirdos that they are, or if they didn't have 175 children. Right. Because in the world in general, if women were as respected and valued as men are, as the boy child is.
But then what are we saying? I'm just curious.
Yeah, go ahead.
What are we saying
I'm
about
making the shit up as I go.
No, but what are we saying about the young boys that or young men that are being molested? I mean, I'm curious. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
that's a whole different argument. And you can
I'm
tell.
not trying to have an argument. I'm just curious.
But the retort to it is a different argument, not your response to it. Because usually what goes to molesting girls or raping girls and what goes to molesting boys are two separate ways of. One is repressed homosexuality, one is repressed sexuality, in my mind. I don't know if that's true, but I think if you're inappropriately touching girls, you're just keeping down what should just naturally happen, and you should be finding out with a peer, the Romeo-Juliet laws.
Yeah, okay.
You should be 15 years old exploring with a 15-year-old what your body can do, but if they've cut off all avenues, you're a 15-year-old boy that's been forced to care for a child that has to find out what the girls do because they've cut you off. They've said there's no touching, and they've made hide and seek bad. But if you're in this other thing, and this is going to get me in a lot of trouble with a lot of different people, but if you've repressed your homosexuality by becoming a priest, you're gonna prey on little boys.
Okay.
Like you're gonna prey on what you're attracted to. And that might be wrong. Let me clarify that. What you're exposed to, if you're a pedophile that's been put into the priesthood to keep you away from your predilection, is there are no girls in the Catholic Church. There are only boys. So you're going to prey on what's available.
Okay.
Does that sound slightly better? And maybe more enlightened?
Maybe.
But I think there's a lot of people that are gay that are forced into the priesthood because you're going to be celibate anyways. So let's have you not sleep with that. Right. I think the repressing of homosexuality and sexuality and that whole like celibacy thing just leads to danger, as we've all said about making whiteout and make your interesting. Like whenever you're making these comments, because you do, like you have to express your sexuality, and when you're cut off, I don't know. There's so much deep conversation here to be had.
Well, and there's an argument for predators are going to prey on what's available.
And that's what I think is
like
left.
A wolf is going to eat rabbits if rabbits are around.
If rabbits are around,
squirrels,
and
squirrels
I
are
think that's what I mean to say about the Catholic priest goes to boys
available.
because there are no altar girls. They've denied the girls from being part of that culture. And that's protected the girls from the preying the wolf.
Right. So there are wolves in the priesthood, and if there were girls around...
And if you've seen the stage show of Into the Woods, when she goes, I killed a wolf, is that bad? Ask a wolf's mother.
What?
It's so deep.
I'm about to go see the stage show. I mean...
Well, I'll go with you.
Yeah. I love it.
You would. But, so, I mean, that's something to think about. But I don't know what we're talking about. Go ahead.
We forgot. Clayton McKee,
it's yours, sir.
Because there's so much to it. Like this is a pretty.
We kicked off all of our Periscope viewers.
They're
all gone.
My thought initially was with this is they are a homeschooled family, and even though you already brought up the fact that
can we play a little game? I'm not trying to interrupt you.
You've already done it.
Is it hide and seek?
No, but no, it's not hide and seek. But
Mailman.
Sad.
I would like us, and I mean this very seriously. It seems like I'm being
Flip.
But I want, like, when something strikes you as a red flag, I want you, from what you're going to say right now, I want you to raise a hand when you think that's a red flag for future abuse. Because to me,
smart.
what you just said immediately triggers.
I haven't said anything yet.
No, you did. You said one thing that to me just triggers. Homeschool.
Okay. Okay, so let me finish that thought
Yeah.
then. So they are a homeschooled family.
flag.
One thing. Now, number two is, while being homeschooled, they shielded, and I think, and you already brought this up, they basically told this boy that you can't do this, you can't do this,
Red
you can't
flag.
do that, you can't do that. You can't experience anything outside of our little world.
Commune
world, right.
Cult.
So I'm not condoning what the boy did in any shape, way, or form.
No.
However,
He is a victim.
he's a victim because he was isolated and his curiosity got the better of him.
Red flag.
So what's the only way that he's going to? Because I'm sure part of this was you can't pursue this outside of our perfect little world because other people will see that you are a sinner, that you are bad, or you whatever. So in his mind, is my assumption, it was okay to do it within the confines of the house or their communion or whatever you want to call it, because it was safe. Nobody from outside could see.
Red flag.
Nobody ever knew.
Red
He
flag.
was safe within all of that world.
Red flag.
Only to find out that worst possible way to go about this was to keep it within. He'd have been much better off if he'd have gone to wherever the fuck he was in Arkansas and diddled some girl who was underage that wasn't even within his family.
But his age. Not just underage, but his age, because he was 14 or 15.
Okay, but his age, right. So it would have been better off for him to have not done that, because then it would have been like, then they would have just passed it off as idle curiosity. It was not within the family. It was somebody else. And my guess would be that that person probably would have consented because it was, again, curiosity of healthy children. But you can't do that when you're isolated and you have no perception of what is beyond the gates, if you will.
Red flag.
Right. You cannot raise them in a lab and expect them to know what the world's about. You cannot do that. They've got to experience all of the ugliness that the world gives you, because there's no way you become a well-rounded or even remotely educated person if you don't know what is on the other side of the fence.
And like I said, I in no way was I trying to interrupt you, but where you were headed with sentence number one was how many red flags there are in this story to say homeschooling is the worst answer. And as bad as, except for Marnie Ryer, who lived in some kind of pumpkin patch with good times in junior high and high school.
He got my name right.
Oh, did I get the whole thing right?
Yeah, the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Because he thought of it as like a Cabbage Patch.
Right.
But I just want to say that every other night from Flowers in the Attic.
For real.
Molly, every day I love you more.
Come to Stacy's.
But that's the point I'm always trying to make is, where does Sarah Palin doing abstinence only get you? It gets you a pregnant teenager.
Right.
Where does no talking about sex, no sex education get you? It gets you a molester teenager, because you make white out. I make my own ranch. Like,
in the uncomfortable topics, like knowledge equals power, even if it's uncomfortable.
Even if it's uncomfortable, and you have to hold both thoughts in your head.
Right.
He can be curious about sex and still be a Christian. You can have both. And Rosie
allegedly,
O'Donnell,
that's where all the babies come from.
right? Like Lindsey Graham this week. You can say, "Welcome, Caitlyn Jenner, to my party, and I want you to vote for me." But I'm still going to focus over here. Like, I want you to come in and be a part of the Republican Party, but I don't care about that stuff. Like, I'm not fighting against gay marriage. I'm not for it, but I'm not against it. But I want to worry about national security and invade every country. I'm still an asshole, but I've stopped being an asshole about that. You can have two thoughts in your head at the same fucking time. And we have become, and I think that's the greatest problem with this 21st century, is you're not allowed to have two thoughts in your head.
We're a single focus kind of
this or that.
Right.
You're unaccepting of gays, so we can't accept what you're saying about
You're either
this
red or blue.
But you have to be able to say, like, you're an old fuck who's probably gay and sleeping with John McCain.
What do you do?
Or a former Speaker of the House who paid hush money to
who's
somebody.
sleeping with John McCain?
Right.
God damn it.
Nobody.
Legit.
Not even
But
Mrs. McCain.
you have to, and I can't. And it is one of those things, like making people stop watching reality television. Ernie.
Please stop.
Please stop.
Forever.
You cannot preach something that doesn't educate somebody about what's coming. Like, you're gonna have sex, you're gonna procreate. There is not one person on this planet that I've ever heard of, encountered, that doesn't want to get off once in a while. Like, it's not possible. It feels good, and you're gonna do it, and it's part of our DNA. So you have to teach them about how to do it responsibly.
How to do it, right.
Like, you have to tell them girls are not to be touched. It's not to be touched. And make your
well
into
go
the
a little
woods.
Less absolute than that.
No.
Girls like to be touched.
Girls
little bit.
No, you can be touched, but they're not to be touched because you can't figure out any other way to do it.
Girls are not to be forced. Girls are not to be coerced. Girls are not to be drugged. Girls are not to be
Much
Girls
better.
are to be asked politely.
A much better answer to what I just
and
said.
if you're 10, no.
Right.
Girls are not to be manipulated in any way. Girls are to be asked, and when girls give consent, then girls are to be touched vigorously and enthusiastically.
Right. Okay.
Right.
And that's and again, because it's a male speaking, that to my mind, girls should not be touched. And
vigorously and enthusiastically.
Vigorously and enthusiastically.
You're just cantankerous.
But that is why we need the counterpoint to, like, you can't just say don't rape. You have to say don't rape, but if they're responsive, enjoy.
Right.
Enjoy the fruits
yes,
of
there's
your
the
labor.
counterpoint to it. Absolutely.
Right. And I think that's
you can't just
important.
be like, oh, girls are bad, don't touch them, because that's just exacerbating the problem.
When you should be masturbating the problem, and that will get
but
you
if the
through
girl
all of
says
this.
no, then you go home and you just make some white out. Like, I don't.
Right.
But if you're not
Girl says
teaching,
no,
or your hand
move
gets
on.
pregnant, you don't know.
Got to be careful with that these days. There's a lot of that
don't
going around.
know. Thank you, everyone.
A lot of that.
This is
We
a lot.
did
It was
good.
good. It was good to see
Look
you
at
all
all the
again.
good we do.
My heaven sakes alive. We've done it again. We've wasted 3 hours, 18 minutes, and 57 seconds. On
We
a
have an
little
atomic
show.
clock. That's how he knows.
Atomic clock, exactly. That's how we get through every Tuesday night. Studio C is what we call it. You call it the show with Clayton McKee and company. I am Clayton
Or
McKee.
how I waste my Tuesday.
That too. Marty Ryer, Al Perkins, and what's her name? Kat Carlson.
Kat
She's sitting
motherfucking
there.
Carlson.
We'd like to thank you for being with us. We hope to be with you again next Tuesday if all permits, but we will leave you with this parting thought. We will see you next Tuesday!
Even with two.
You've been listening to the show on Q Talk America.